The Oregon School Activities Association welcomes you to this broadcast of an OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championship event. U.S. Bank is proud to celebrate its 27th year of supporting OSAA state championships. Les Schwab Tires celebrating more than 55 years of pride in performance. Now enjoy the greatest sporting event around, a high school state championship.
Well, that's why I think
The following sports broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Eads Broadcasting and 1580 KGAL. Welcome to the Oregon School Activities Association U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State 5A Boys Baseball Playoffs. Today's game is brought to you locally by Lynn Benton Tractor, Power Honda, Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant, Albany Grocery Outlet, Howard Buick GMC, Stavros Auto Services, Mark Thomas Motors, Burgerville, Now Builders, Northwest Apparel and Graphics, Wilson Motors, Figaro's Pizza of Albany, Like New Appliance, and by Economy Supply Building Center. Now, get ready for this State 5A high school baseball playoff game. With all the action, here are Radio Ray and Scott Landgren, live on 1580 KGAL.
I don't think we're ready yet, so if you got them at home, we say, smoke them. What a horrendous afternoon for baseball, everybody, and a good afternoon. Welcome to the West Albany playoff. It's actually round one through the OSAA way of thinking, which sometimes is a little bit confused. Calling up, we're going to do two games. We're going to do two games at once.
Why not?
We'll explain that to you.
Sure.
I'm Radio Ray, that's Scott Landgren. And Scott's cell phone says from, was it the Weather Channel?
Yeah.
80% chance of rain at 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it's not raining yet.
Well, we have 4 minutes until the rain starts again.
Well, hey, we're in the lucky 20%.
Scott and I arrived here, and the place is Wilsonville High School. It will be the home for the game this afternoon between Wilson and West Albany. Now, I will say right out that many times today, I will say Wilsonville because that's where we are.
Yeah.
And I've been confusing the two schools the last couple of days. But it's Wilson, the Trojans, and the Bulldogs from West Albany today in what the OSAA deems as the first round of the playoffs. I would hope that some of you would ask, well, what were you doing last Friday? We were doing a round of the playoffs. And, I was scared for a minute when somebody came to the press box that there was supposed to be another radio station up here in this press box, and it hasn't shown up. I feared for a moment that we were about to change positions. That was what they call a play-in round, but it's actually part of the playoffs. West Albany had to win, and they did it in fine fashion. They beat Churchill 5-4 on their home field last week, trailed 2-0 until the fifth inning, scored 5 runs, and then in the seventh, with 1 out and nobody on, Churchill suddenly started another rally, scoring 2 runs, runner at first with still 1 out, and West Albany managed to get the final outs and survive to play today in what the OSAA calls the official first round of the state 5A playoffs. We are here at Wilsonville High School. The home team is Wilson. They are the higher-ranked team in the OSAA rankings. They are ranked number 6 in the power rankings. West Albany is ranked number 12. The team with the higher ranking gets the home game. That's Wilson. We would be up at Portland, in Portland at Wilson High School, except for the rain. And they do not have a field as just a dirt field. Here at Wilsonville, boy, I'm doing well so far.
Yes, you are.
They have turf fields. There are 2 of them. And, of course, the turf absorbs the water. It's going to be wet. You may see the little bit of water splash off that outfield out there. But it's not like the usual fields where the dirt makes it unplayable.
Yeah.
The whole infield is turf, including the brown part is not really dirt. It is turf. It makes a day as such as today, even though it continued to rain, was raining really heavily here. We arrived about 3:30. It has not stopped until now. And fortunately, as we hit game time, it appears to be stopping. But because these are turf fields, they are playable. And if it doesn't rain, we will be able to get in our game today.
Yeah.
So let's take our first break. West Albany is on the field warming up. The game initially had been scheduled to start at 4:30. I'm not sure why they needed to change to 5 today.
I don't know.
Because Wilson would have actually been a more distant travel for West Albany than this field is. But at some point, they changed the starting time to 5 o'clock. It looks like we're going to be beyond that. West Albany is still taking infield practice. For us, though, it gives us a little bit of time to try to get things together. We initially were going to be standing at a table down below, and a station out of Salem was going to utilize this press box here, rather compact area. But they did not show up for whatever reason, so we are actually inside a view of the field where we were going to stand with the table. We would not have been able to see down the left field line.
No. And we barely would have been able to see home plate.
And there is no scoreboard. It is ironic. There are two fields adjacent to each other. The field we're on, field number 2, does not have a scoreboard. So we will be in trouble at times today keeping track of the count. Hopefully the umpire will do it frequently with the hand signals. But just to our right, we could do the play-by-play. For those of you that are Crescent Valley fans, Crescent Valley and Sherwood are right next to us.
We could just go in between, one inning there, one inning here. They wouldn't know, right? I mean, it's all one game.
So notify any Crescent Valley fans that we'll give you updates continually, and I mean immediate updates on the Crescent Valley-Sherwood game.
We can do that because there's a scoreboard out there.
And we had thought initially that we would have a little better view from where we could place a table to do that game, that we might suddenly at the last minute switch and do their game if we were on the table down below.
Yeah.
But now we're up above. We can see both fields. We can do whichever game we like.
Yeah, either one.
This game, if West Albany and Wilson gets boring, we'll start doing the play-by-play over there.
There you go.
That's the way it is. On the 22nd day of, I just checking, is it May?
No, it feels like November, right?
The snow level was down to 3,000 feet this afternoon in the Cascades. It was raining like crazy on the way up here. It's just
great traffic.
It is a horrendous day for baseball. But we're under cover now. It looks good. We'll be bringing you Bulldogs and the Trojans. I forgot already. I mentioned at the outset. And the Trojans this afternoon, our playoff game on KGAL.
My shot. Man, what a glorious summer day.
Joe's surprisingly cheery response can be traced to what's in his golf cart cup holder.
Try again. These trees are majestic.
It's the McCafe line of delicious, rejuvenating beverages. Joe's enjoying the delicious wonder of the new blueberry pomegranate smoothie, made with blueberries and raspberries with a splash of pomegranate juice. And speaking of splash,
Man, I love golf.
there's always something new to love from McCafe. At participating McDonald's.
I tend to oversleep, so eating a wholesome breakfast, no time. But this morning, I hit the McDonald's drive-thru for their new Egg White Delight McMuffin. 100% egg whites cooked fresh on the grill, extra lean Canadian bacon, melted white cheddar, an English muffin made with 8 grams of whole grain, and it's 250 calories.
The new Egg White Delight McMuffin at your local Northwest McDonald's. It's more wholesomeness to love.
Now this is a breakfast I have time for.
Price and participation may vary. Breakfast served during breakfast hours only.
What do you expect to accomplish this year? Whatever the task, it's easier with the top-selling subcompact tractor, the Kubota BX70 from Lynn Benton Tractor. And now during Kubota's Great Expectation sales event, you'll not only get a great deal on the BX70, you can expect great versatility, performance-matched implements, and great value. Raise your expectations with a new Kubota BX70, now with financing as low as 0% APR. There's a BX Series model for you at Lynn Benton Tractor on McLean Street in Silverton or on Highway 99E, Tangent.
At Power Honda's award-winning service department, their award-winning staff is there to provide excellent service in a timely manner. From their famous $15 oil changes to transmission replacements and other large jobs, they are dedicated to maintaining the highest levels of customer service. Every appointment includes a multi-point inspection and a complimentary car wash. Call Power Honda's service department today, 541-928-0122. Power Honda, Highway 20 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
$15 oil changes for non-synthetic oil and Hondas only.
Locally owned and operated, this is the very independent News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Welcome back here to Wilsonville High School. The home today for the game between Wilson and West Albany. Wilson was 15-0 in their league, which is the Portland Interscholastic League, the PIL. But Scott and I talking that matter over on the way up, as you pointed out, the PIL is not a very strong team this year, according to the OSAA. Wilson is ranked number 6, but after that,
The next best team is Addison at 23, Benson's at 30, Cleveland 34, Franklin 35, and Roosevelt dead last at 38.
so 15-0, we're hoping for the sake of the West Albany Bulldogs is a little misleading. West Albany, on the other hand, coming from the Midwestern League, You have several strong teams. Dallas is at number 6. Crescent Valley, where were they? Number 10? I don't have it, but I think they were. West Albany at 12, Corvallis at 13, and all of them are alive and playing today. Dallas had a bye because they were among the top 8 ranked teams in the state. Last week, that first round, the play-in round, the top 8 teams, through the eyes of the OSAA, get a bye. The next 16 played. And the Crescent Valley, Corvallis, and West Albany, they all won, and they are all seeing action today. Crescent Valley is here against Sherwood. As I said, they're on the adjacent field for which we have a perfect view. West Albany is here facing Wilson, and Corvallis today is facing Bend. Is it Bend? No, that's who they could play, right? If they are, let's see, we're Sherwood. We got a bracket right here. Madison, no, this, yes, I do. The Dells, of course, yes. The Dells, Wetumpka. That's a trip. Where we thought we might be today. When we signed off on Friday, looking at the way the standings, the rankings were, we thought we might be traveling to the Dells. Corvallis is there today. But it shows that the 3 teams among the 16 that played last week, they all won, and does indicate some strength for the Midwestern, or for the Mid-Willamette Valley League. And as Scott said, according to the OSAA, the only highly ranked team is Wilson. But they are 15-0 in the league. That's not surprising then if the league is not that strong. But they are 20-7 on the year. That means outside of the league, they were 5-7. So that depends on the strength of the opposition, but they obviously did not play that well outside their league. Right. And if I'm not mistaken, did they not win the state championship last year, Wilson? I want to say they did. Wilson, yes, you're right. Sherwood won a couple of years ago, and Wilson was the winner last year. You are right. They are the defending state champ. They got that going for them. Sorry you mentioned that. I forgot about that until right now. I was feeling good building up West Albany. Sorry about that. You're right. I did take a look at that. It was Wilson last year. We have a lot of notes here, but again, it's rather difficult to spread out. People nicely let us in here at the press box up here, but it's rather narrow. Can't really spread out the papers too wide. We will take our second time out today. I see that the 2 coaches are at home plate talking things over. That would be Don Lean, of course, for West Albany. And the coach head coach is Mike Clopton of the Wilson Trojans, and they stand at home plate. It's interesting because the field is a turf field despite the impact of the rain. It was a heavy rain, and the duration of the rain. When you look at the field, it almost looks like, boy, it hasn't rained today because it's misleading. Yeah. You see the brown of the turf, which doesn't really darken. And you look, wow, that infield's in great shape. Yeah. And that grass, that turf part that represents the grass is probably soaked with water at this point. But it looks like we're going to get a baseball game in. It looks like both local teams, Crescent Valley and West Albany, will get the game in today. And it will be the West Albany game. We'll be here at 1580 KGAL.
Staying on top of your savings can be like staying on top of a mechanical bull or an extreme ski slope. But U.S. Bank makes saving easy with Start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow lets you save slow. Yes. Or fast. Save $1,000, earn a $50 U.S. Bank Rewards Visa card. Keep the balance for a year and get another $50. Awesome! Start today at any U.S. Bank or usbank.com/start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Conditions apply. See the Start program agreement or a banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Jeff, one of the brake experts here at Les Schwab. When your brakes need work, all you hear is this. But what we hear is this.
Boy, you pushing me to the limit. Better fix me up today or there'll be no stopping tomorrow. Hey, let's go play chicken with that brick wall. Woo-hoo!
If you couldn't tell, that was a 4x4.
For 30 years, we've been the brake experts at Les Schwab, and it shows. Stop in for your free brake check today. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Locally owned and operated, this is the very independent News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Well, the umbrellas are out here today. People covering up as best as they can. Hopefully they brought some towels because what the little there is of bleachers are good and soaked. There are a lot of people standing at the area. This is a really beautiful athletic complex here at Wilson High School. The football field is behind us. We've done a football game from there. It's a beautiful looking thing. It's down in a like a valley down below where you stand above and watch the game. There is an area that is ivy covered. It's a brick wall, and there's a door right there from which the football team emerges, much like a college team coming out onto the field. Instead, we usually see teams crossing, like at Lebanon, crossing a long stretch of grass to get to the field. They come through that entranceway, and of course they always have it set up with the cheerleaders providing a cordon for the players to emerge from. And then on this side, there are two baseball fields, very nice fields, turf fields. And on the distance to our left here, as I nod to my left, is the softball field.
Yeah.
It's one terrific sports complex, and that's the reason that Crescent Valley and Sherwood chose to come here today. And I imagine that field at Wilson, up at Wilson High School, would be a true mess.
I would assume it would be, yeah.
We did not get the lineups, and we're up quite high here and well out of reach of the field, and they didn't have the lineups earlier as they're all standing out of the rain. So we don't have the lineups as we start the game. What we will need to do is catch each player as they come up, and it's going to take a little bit here. Leading off for the Bulldogs will be a ground ball to the third baseman, and the throw to first is going to be an error on the first play of the day.
That was Sawyer Reed leading it off.
And it is Sawyer Reed. We do have a lineup that they usually employ, and it should rather be rather close. Number 6 is Smith. And we're going to have to manage as best we can with lineups and such, and I hope that you won't mind at home. That's Austin Smith. Austin Smith, who bats second. So Sawyer Reed, on a routine ground ball to third, reaches on an error. He leads off from first as Austin Smith takes ball 1. Also, I would repeat again, there is no scoreboard on that field.
Yes.
There's a scoreboard on the Crescent Valley field. But we're going to have to do our best here to try and keep count of balls and strikes. Sort of first, Sawyer Reed is back. And what we will also need to do is to write in the players as they come to bat. And then, particularly in the case of Wilson, figure out where they are in the field, and that may be rather difficult.
I know one thing. The pitcher for Wilson is 16, Philip Blatt. Big-looking kid on the mound.
So Philip Blatt is the young man who's playing catch with the first baseman, number 33.
Number 33 is John Venables.
John Venables, the first baseman. And the pitch to Austin Smith will be outside, ball 2. 2-0 to Austin. So it's rather interesting. You never know with the high school games what you might be called upon or the conditions upon which you may broadcast the game. Austin now shows bunt, pulls back and wraps it on a one-hopper. No, it is caught in the air by the shortstop. Will throw to first in a double play. It was a soft line drive, and the shortstop managed to grab it before it hit the ground, and that is number 3, Austin Andrews, the shortstop. So it wound up not as a ground ball, and as a result, he was able then to throw to first and get Sawyer Reed, who was breaking, thinking the bunt might be put down, or even, of course, he did. Actually, Austin Smith did not bunt. Pitch is swung on and missed by Jacob Caston.
Jacob Caston, yes.
Jacob Caston will hit third. The 0-1 pitch will be high. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jacob. So the Bulldogs get a break. You're listening. If you hear a lot of applause, it's going to be misleading for you. That's the Crescent Valley game.
Right. And the Sherwood fans have brought a lot of people.
There's ball 2 to Jacob. West got a break on a ground ball by Sawyer Reed, who reached on an error by the shortstop. But then the double play ball on a soft liner that was caught right at the shoe tips by the shortstop through to first for the double play. There's a strike to Jacob. And instead of a runner on, there's 2 out and a 2-2 count to Jacob.
Catcher is 21 Cole Conklin for Wilson.
Aha.
We're just getting them in piece by piece.
Pitch is outside in a full count. Yeah, the thing is, at the same time we're talking with you, taking time to write them in. Full count, 3-2 to Jacob, and the pitch is going to be strike three called right down the heart of the plate. You can see that from up here, no question. So West appeared to get a big break to start the game as Sawyer Reed reaches on an error. He's doubled off. Jacob Caston, a strikeout victim, as it turns out 3 up, 3 down in the top of the first for Wilson. No score. Coming to bat, the Wilson Trojans. Yes, we'll try to figure out who's where and what's happening. We'll be back on KGAL.
You will always get your money's worth, and the food is fresh, original, and tasty at Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant in Lebanon. Open areas or cozy booths, you'll find Ixtapa's service superb and menu variety most excellent. Visit them for lunch or dinner where the parking is convenient and the atmosphere is sweet. Are you part of an office group? Groups of 10 to 25 are always invited, and $3 drink specials are always offered. Enjoy Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant today at 25 North Main in Lebanon.
Have you seen the new steel wall in Economy Supply Building Center? It's loaded with steel products you can't do without. From chainsaws to trimmers, you'll find a tool that can help you get your work done easier. An example, Economy Supply has the new Steel FS40 CE trimmer. It's lightweight, fuel efficient, and Steel's easy-to-start system makes starting almost effortless. For a limited time, you'll save $30 off the regular price. Your new Mid-Valley home for steel is Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street, Lebanon.
1580 KGAL.
All right, trying to fill out the roster here for West Albany. Logan Nichols will be the first baseman today. I would imagine that Andrew Kettleson will be the second baseman. I haven't really looked up to see his number, but Andrew is always out there at second. The shortstop will be Sawyer Reed, third baseman Jackson Soto, and we'll have to check the outfield as we go along. Ball one to the leadoff hitter here. Joe Miller will be the starting pitcher. He was the starter on Friday. He was not the winner. Crew Clark came on in relief with Churchill leading 2-0. He wound up with the win on the day. Pitch is high from Joe, ball 2. To the leadoff hitter, who is number 18 for Wilson, and that will be Josh Hagee. Try to write these in as quickly as we can each time we get an opportunity that they're at bat. 2-0 pitch will be a strike on the inside corner. Josh Hagee, H-A-G-G-E. Not that you want it spelled at home, but it helps me to waste time while I'm writing the name in. 2-1 count from the right-hander Miller will be high for ball 4. I'm telling you, that's the way it's going to go today if we don't. While we're trying to write things in, we do not have a scoreboard to tell us what the count is, and if the home plate umpire does not continually give us an assist here, we really have to be on top of the pitches. So that was ball 4 in the delivery to Josh Hagee. So the leadoff runner aboard for Wilson. Let's see what they can do with that.
I would not be surprised if we see a lot of stolen bases today, Ray.
As Miller will throw high, ball 1, and the catcher Austin Smith will go out and have a conversation with him. And at bat is Jake Valentine, listed as the third baseman for Wilson. Right-handed hitter.
That's a name that just rolls off the tongue. Jake Valentine.
I like that name.
Wow, look at Jackson Soto weighing at third.
Jackson Soto was halfway to home plate. The pitch is a strike called.
Really expecting a bunt.
Again, Soto well up on the infield grass. Runner gets the lead. That's Josh Hagee at first as Miller returns, and very soft toss. Not a pickoff throw by any means. Jake Valentine, 5'6", senior. Miller delivered, swung on, slow chopper to Jackson Soto. Soto will go to second for 1, and no relay to first. Soto was playing so well far up on the third base grass that he was easy, and I shouldn't say grass, the artificial grass, but he was easily able to grab that ball in one hop and throw to second. He had plenty of time to get the runner, although the runner was breaking Josh Hagee. It happened to be a fortuitous spot where Jackson Soto was located to get the ball and throw to second for the force play. So 1 out, again a runner leads. In this case, it's Jake Valentine. And the pitch is a strike to number 16, the pitcher, Philip Blatt. I always say when the pitcher is batting in the game and hitting third or fourth, you know he's one of the best athletes on the team. Miller. This one is fouled somewhere. I'll be darned if I know where it went. Looks like everybody was looking down the right field line.
Yeah, I think it hit off the fence, like right in front of the West Albany dugout.
You will hear the sound of his glove and the crowd again. That's Crescent Valley right next to it. Swung on and missed, strike three, and Philip Blatt is the strikeout victim. Looked like a good fastball from Joe Miller. That is his first strikeout. So a runner at first with 2 out, and the hitter will be their cleanup man for Wilson, and that will be Garrett Moser. Gerhettt. You know, it's confusing. You hear the sound of the bat, and I look up and think, how could he be swinging already? That the field next to it. Swung on and missed. Garrett Moser apparently will be one of the outfielders today, 6'1", a senior. So he would be part of that team last year that did win the state championship. The pitch is swung on and grounded it into foul territory. And picked up by Logan Nichols, the first baseman today.
See the left fielder's 15,
Jacob Brewerly. Yeah, we got one of them at least. Need to get the outfield. And Joe Miller set to pitch. Bottom of the first, it's scoreless. West is the visiting team here today. Pitch is high. Ball to Garrett Moser. On deck. Gosh, we can grab an on deck number. It's 33. That's John Venables. Is he the first baseman?
He was, I believe he was.
Pitch just misses from Miller low.
Yes, he was.
So already, boy, 5 batters written in here already. Look at that. John Venables is number 33. Garrett Moser is number 10. Philip Blatt, 16. We're in good shape here, sort of. Joe Miller ready to throw, and Miller will throw inside for a strike. Strike called. Strikeout recorded. Garrett Moser is a strikeout victim, and 2 strikeouts for Miller in the first inning as he walks the first batter, but nobody gets farther than first. 1 inning done, we are scoreless. It's the Trojans of Wilson, nothing. The Bulldogs from West Albany, nothing. High school playoff baseball continues today on KGAL.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market has bargain prices now on 8-pound bags of navel oranges, just $3.99. You save $2. Save up to $1 on pineapples, just $1.99. And save up to $2 on Mike's Lemonade 12-pack party kit, just $14.99. Hurry, specials good while supplies last. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
Serving Albany and the Willamette Valley for 37 years. Hi, this is Dean Stavros for Stavros Auto Services. The Auto Doctors is the mechanic side of our business and will give you a written lifetime warranty on all work they perform. Jason and I are proud of Jeff, our service manager, and his trained mechanical technicians. Brakes, tune-ups, or any other maintenance your auto may need, Jeff and his team are ready to help. Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got our name on it. Find us at packautobody.com.
1580 KGAL.
All right, top of the second inning. Hopefully a game we both hope, and I think a lot of the people sitting down there today, we're undercover here in the press box at Wilson High School. But the people sitting down below are sitting right out in the rain. And it is raining lightly still. The rain had ceased for just a little bit, but it has started again. They hope for a fast game today. Top of the second inning, scoreless. And the leadoff hitter for West should be Jackson Soto. And it is. It is number 11, Jackson Soto. Left-handed hitter. Pitch from Philip Blatt will miss. The ball to Jackson. Again, the toughest part is to try to write things in and take your eye off the game is that there is no scoreboard to check the count. Crescent Valley, by the way, has just scored, as you mentioned, on a bases-loaded walk.
Yeah.
In the first inning. The pitch, boy, a floater outside. I'm not sure what that was supposed to be. Off speed for sure, and well outside to Jackson. 3 balls and a strike to Jackson Soto trying to get the leadoff runner aboard. West on a break in the first inning did get the leadoff runner aboard, and Sawyer Reed reached on air, and that pitch is outside, ball 4. Jackson Soto will walk. Reed reaching in the first inning was certainly a candidate to steal, and so is Jackson Soto for sure. I want to go back and write in all of their numbers, Scott, so later in the game.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
See a pinch hitter, we know. And the throw will be to first to keep Jackson honest.
This is
Andrew Kettleson.
Yeah.
Number 7. Second baseman for West Albany. It's 5th in their lineup today, and the pitch will be outside, way outside to Andrew. And Philip Blatt is not only missing here the first couple of batters, but missing all over the home plate place. Jackson with his lead at first, and the throw will come to first. Almost threw it away with a high throw grabbed by John Venables, the first baseman. Who did you say was out in left? Did you know the name of the left fielder?
I didn't see a number of the guy in left. I only saw right.
And that's Zach Wogan.
Yes.
Keeping a list at home, Zach Wogan, the right fielder. Pitch misses to Andrew.
I just got the second baseman is Brendan Freeman.
Brendan Freeman.
Oh, I didn't have that.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I saw that number when they were warming up.
That's good.
At least pitch swung on and fouled back.
At least you had it. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, that's key. But I have some idea what's going on.
Yeah.
2 balls and a strike. Boy, we stood around for a while. It was cold out here. It was. It's so nice to be up here in this press box. We are so fortunate.
Did not. Yeah,
it worked out.
We definitely are. It did not feel like a May day today. That's for sure.
No, we would not have been able to see left field. There goes Jackson. The 2-1 pitch is whacked into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Soto with a good start will head for third. The throw will come on, and he will make a head first slide into third base. No need to do so. The throw well offline. A hit and run. Andrew Kettleson with the base hit. A solid base hit to left. And Soto, with a good start at first, goes all the way to third. Runners at first and third. Nobody out for West here in the top of the second inning.
I'll bring up Crew Clark, number 16, for the Bulldogs today.
Crew Clark shows bunt. The runner takes off. The throw is going to come down to second. He is dead meat at second, and he is out.
He misses.
I didn't see the home plate umpire's call credits a strike. He holds up that right hand. Yes, it is. It's a strike. So strike 1 to Crew Clark, and I'm not sure the ball was in the strike zone. Why he didn't try to get the bunt down? He made no attempt to offer it that pitch, and that one is down the outside corner, they say, and low outside corner, strike 2. Andrew Kettleson was taking off with the pitch, I think expecting the bunt, but he had no chance. A good throw from the catcher, Cole Conklin. And they were waiting for Kettleson to slide in. Pitch is high. Ball and 2 strikes. So what was runners at first and third, and a good rally going for West. A runner at third now, 1 out. And a 1-2 pitch to Andrew. Or to Cole. Crew is strike 3 called on the outside corner. And Crew Clark, we finish writing in the name here.
And now the Bulldogs are in trouble. There's still a runner at third, but there's 2 outs now. Almost ran themselves, or trying to run themselves out of the inning.
Second strikeout, and the second of the called third strike. Jacob Caston was a strikeout victim to end the first. Crew Clark here, second out of the inning. And stepping in for Weston, hitting a high fly ball down the right field line. Will that be catchable? It is, and in fair territory. And on a fly ball on the first pitch to him, Whitley is Tanner. I should know that. Tanner Whitley on a fly ball is retired, and that's Crescent Valley. That's not our game.
Crescent Valley just got a double play into the first.
Tanner Whitley on a fly ball to left. The fly ball to right just retired. Side retired. West looked like they had a rally walk. Base on balls to start the inning. Base hit. Runners at first and third. Nobody out. Runner thrown out trying to steal. Andrew Kettleson. Strikeout at Drew Clark. Tanner Whitley a fly ball. Nothing doing. 1 inning and a half done. We are scoreless. It's Wilson and West today on KGAL.
If your washer, dryer, stove, or fridge are stone cold dead, then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 541-259 at 1131, of course. You see, Like New Appliance is the Mid-Valley's premier recycler, creating like new appliances from your abandoned, lifeless metal rejects. Do your recycling part. Ask for a free discarded appliance pickup today by calling 259 at 1131. That's 541-259 at 1131 for Like New Appliance.
When it comes to the most experience, best warranty, best fuel economy, and best service, Mark Thomas Motors is the best. The last standing, locally fourth-generation family-owned new car dealer in Albany, with 3 locations featuring GMC Buick, Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and Hyundai's North American Car of the Year, Elantra, and a new Veloster in Sonata. Support your community by buying your new or certified pre-owned car or truck now at Mark Thomas Motors, Sandy M Highway in Albany. Shop online at markthomasmotors.com.
Mark Thomas Motors, why pay more?
1580 KGAL.
Welcome back. Bottom of the second inning. West wasted a good potential opportunity for a rally in the top of this inning. We are scoreless as Joe Miller throws to the leadoff hitter, John Venables. Miller, right-hander, throws low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes to the leadoff hitter here. 2-1?
2-1, he says.
I only saw 2 pitches here while I was trying to fill out the roster. 2 balls, 1 strike is what the home plate umpire indicates. Swung on and grounded towards the shortstop. Sawyer Reed bobbles it, and it will be an error on Sawyer. That does not happen often. He is a good fielding shortstop. An error on Sawyer, and that gives an opportunity here. The leadoff hitter aboard for Wilson. Coming to bat is number 3, and that is Austin Andrews.
He has an easy name. That's good.
Yeah, they're not long names to write in, you know. Yeah. Too tough here. As Miller waits, runner at first. Have to score at E6. It was a hard hit ball, but it simply was bobbled by Sawyer Reed, particularly as he went to make the throw. He dropped it. And the runner is safe at first. Swung on, fouled back by Austin, strike 1. Bottom of the second inning. These are 7-inning games, of course, high school games, even the playoffs. Wilson in their white, which normally on a day like today would really be messed up on any other field in the state, I think. But here, with no dirt, it should remain fine. Runner leads at first. Does not go, and the pitch is swung on. High fly ball to left. That's trouble. It's deep. Back goes the left fielder, and this ball is going to be into the bushes out in left field, and that's a home run.
The shrubs
for Austin Andrews, yeah.
That was belted, Ray.
Boy, he hit that one hard.
He did.
Looked up to see how deep it was out there because it's the first time we've been at this field. And I don't see the distance listed.
They might not have the distance over there.
It doesn't. What does the sign in center? 365?
365, yeah.
In center, and left would be a little shorter, so it's not terribly deep. That's got to be maybe 330.
325 down the right field line, so yeah, probably 330, 325.
Yeah. But it was well hit. 2-0. Wilson on that blast.
He hit it pretty good into that bush back there. I mean, it's gone into the bush, and he hit it a good few feet past it, so it was crushed.
And the error proves costly as John Venables will score in front of the home run by Austin Andrews, who socked that one. And a 1-0 pitch to the next batter, and that would be Cole Conklin. Is 2-0. Boy, we're getting close to having all 9 names written in here. That's scary, isn't it? Conklin pulls back and takes a strike. Conklin, number 21. We'll give you a West here defensively, as we do have them. Yeah. Check down. Now, again, we could not get the lineup cards before the game. Strike called.
Well, they wouldn't even send them up here because nobody in this press box is with that game. It's all over on the Sherwood Crest Valley game.
True. 2-2. to Cole Conklin is a strike called on a good breaking ball. Hit the outside corner. Strikeout recorded. The third strikeout for Joe Miller. But he trails 2-0 in this game. West had the leadoff runner aboard in the first on an error, a throwing error by the shortstop from Wilson. But they did not score. They had runners at first and third, nobody out in the second, and did not score. There's a strike. And that will be to number 4, which, if you're keeping score at home, is Brendan Freeman, the second baseman for Wilson. And that one will miss from Miller, ball 1. Brendan Freeman, the number 8 hitter. Oh, my gosh, one more. One more, and we've got him along. How about that? 1-1 for Miller is outside, way outside, ball 2.
We don't need no lineup cards.
We don't need no stinking lineup cards, no. We'll make them up.
That's what I said we could have done.
People don't know at home. It's missed, ball 3. 3-1. That's Crescent Valley. What happened there?
Crescent Valley player got thrown out at the plate on the ball. I think it was tagged to right field.
That the S on your caps, that wouldn't stand for Sherwood, would it? Maybe so. 3-1 is low, ball 4, and the inning will continue on a walk to Brendan Freeman. And we will fill out our lineup cards here with the 9th batter to come to the plate. And that will be number 22, Zach Wogan.
Oh, the right fielder.
The right fielder indeed. Zach Wogan. So 2-0, Wilson leading on a home run following a leadoff error that allowed John Venables to reach base. A home run by Austin Andrews, a good shot to left field, 2-run homer. And with 2 outs, Zach Wogan, the batter and the runner at first. Throw to first, playing a little catch between Joe Miller and first baseman Logan Nichols. Jacob Kettleson at second, Sawyer Reed at short, Jackson Soto at third. In left field, Jacob Bewley. Center field, Jacob Caston, and Tanner Whitley. In right field, throw to first. As the rain starts to come down more heavily, I'm telling you, if I were commissioner, there would be things like 3 throws to first, and that's it.
I agree.
You can't throw again.
Yeah.
Pitch. Apparently they listened to me. Ball 1.
Oh, there you go.
That's nice. They like to have that kind of power.
What else can you say, right?
Let's play 3 innings.
Okay.
Runner leads. Does not go, and the pitch will be on the outside corner, a strike. Nice, good, solid, forceful home plate umpire strike call today.
And that's good. That's what we need today, being up here so far away from the action.
We most certainly do, Albany. Pitch slowly hit towards Soto. Soto grabs it. We'll go to second for the forced play and back to first.
Nicely
double play. I had said there were 2 outs. There was only 1, and that was on the strikeout. But there's the double play that will finish things up. Zach Wogan hits into the double play, inning done. But 2 runs, an error, a leadoff error, allowed John Venables to reach. Austin Andrews hit it well out of the park, a 2-run homer. We finished 2. It's Wilson 2, West Albany nothing. We'll be back on KGAL.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating over 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Now featuring the Ham Havarti Sandwich, all-natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese, fresh slice of tomato on a toasted hoagie roll, complemented with a seasoned tradition chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville is celebrating over 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Albany Burgerville, fresh, local, sustainable.
The mission of this quality Mid-Valley builder is treat every job like it's our only job, no matter how big or small. And we don't stop until our customer is 100% satisfied 100% of the time. Now Builders has stuck to this business plan since their beginning in 1992. They welcome commercial and residential jobs, big or small, it doesn't matter at Now Builders. See their list of referrals online at nowbuilders.com or call 541-926-2858.
1580 KGAL.
Oh, welcome back. As we settle down a little bit, I think, now as we get into the top of the 3rd inning, I think West Albany at bat and Wilson leading 2-0. And the leadoff hitter here will be the pitcher, Joe Miller. The number 8 hitter in the lineup for West, and one more will have their lineup. We have both teams defensively now, and things are starting to look good. As Miller takes ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes. Miller started the game last Friday against Churchill, pitched well, but left leading it with Churchill leading 2-0. One of those runs unearned. There's a strike called. Crescent Valley and Sherwood playing at the field just adjacent to us on the right. We could do a play-by-play at their game. Apparently they had a runner thrown out at home plate, but they do have a run.
It's 1-0 at the bottom of the second.
So they've been threatening in that game. There's ball 3 to Miller. West had the leadoff runner aboard in the first. Reached on an error. Sawyer Reed did. They had 2 runners, first and third, with nobody out in the second, and now they have the leadoff runner aboard in the third. So 3 consecutive innings, the leadoff runner has reached. I'm sure West feels a little bit better about the fact that they have been threatening, but they trail 2-0 on a home run by Wilson in the bottom of the second inning. Throw to first and diving back is Joe Miller. This will be the 9th hitter in the order and the final one to fill out our lineups today, and that will be Jacob Bewley, number 15. Will step in. Swung on and ground ball taken by the first baseman, throws to the shortstop covering second for 1, and the throw back to first, and there's a double play, a killer. That was well hit by Bewley, but it was one hop and snagged by the first baseman, who was able to go to second for the force play to the shortstop covering Austin Andrews, back to first, double play, nicely turned. Yes. On a 3-6-3 double play. Swung on a high fly ball, deep center field, but this one not quite deep enough. And it will be the final out of the inning, and Sawyer Reed hit that one well, but he did not hit it down the left field line. That was to a little deeper part of left center, taken by the outfielder Josh Hagan for the final out. So West again gets the leadoff runner aboard, third inning, but the third inning was nothing to show for it. No runs, no hits, as it turns out, no errors and nobody left. 2.5 down. It's Wilson 2, West nothing. We'll come back on KGAL.
Wilson Motors in Corvallis is showcasing the arrival of the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the 2014 Jeep Patriot, and the 2013 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Wilson Motors is where you'll find this area's best selection, best prices, and happy customers. Come see the notable difference during the showcase event going on now at Wilson Motors. Make your best deal today at Wilson Motors Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis, and online at saveatwilson.com.
Eye-popping graphics on premium fabrics. That's what you'll wear from Northwest Apparel and Graphics. Businesses like Albany's Furniture and Beds, Buckmaster Plumbing, and Rhodes Warden have trusted Northwest Apparel and Graphics for their new appearance. Now you can too, and for a lot less than you'd expect. From vinyl signs and proverbs to screen printing and custom embroidery, Northwest Apparel and Graphics can do it all. No minimum orders for home or business. Look for their new showroom just south of the Kuhn Theater on South Main Street. Northwest Apparel and Graphics.
1580 KGAL.
Bottom of the third inning, Wilson up 2-0 as they had a 2-run home run in their half of the second inning. West, all 3 innings, the leadoff runner aboard, but nothing to show for it yet. And leading off here in the bottom of the third, I'm going to check my numbers again. I didn't get the chance to write in all the numbers. It is Josh Hagee, number 18, who hits a chopper, a high chopper, taken in fair territory by Soto, and a good hard throw to first will get him. That's a great play. Good arm by Jackson Soto. That ball hit that turf. A high bounce, and it was more like a pop-up by the time Soto took it. So he had to really fire to first as Hagee had a chance to lead off hitter in their lineup, had a chance to get a good start to first base, but a strong throw got him. Nice play by Jackson. There's a strike to Jake Venable. Because of the time it took before that ball got into his glove, he really had to throw to get the leadoff hitter, and he did it.
Right, he's the leadoff hitter outside, not only in the lineup or in the inning, but in the lineup, so he has to have decent speed. And he did. Hustled down the first.
Jake Valentine is the hitter. First time up, hit into a fielder's choice. A 1-1 pitch to him. It's fouled down the third baseline. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Boy, both of us were sniffles in between innings.
Yeah, that's not good, is it?
It's May 27th. We were both talking, Scott and I, talking about the night we went to Mountain View to cover a playoff game between Lebanon High School and Mountain View in football. Pitch will be high.
That was the coldest experience of my life.
If I remember, it was 17 was the number with the chill factor at game time.
Yes.
17 degrees.
But it felt like 7.
Well, that one's wax foul, hit hard, but foul.
And let me tell you, it did, because we were on the top row of the bleachers with the chain link fence behind us, and there was a bit of a breeze at our back.
Yeah.
And we had many layers on that day.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that is, as Scott said, we were outside. We were standing.
We were
2-2, swung on and missed strike 3. So Jake Valentine becomes the fourth strikeout victim. 1, 2,
yeah, 4.
Yeah.
Yep, 2 in the
first. There's 2 in the first. 4th strikeout victim. And 2 gone here in the 3rd as Joe Miller tries to keep his team within 2. 2-0 Wilson. Swung on and fouled back. Foul tip by Philip Blatt, who is the starting pitcher for Wilson. It's nice. Boy, we thought we were really in trouble when we were down low where our table was. There's a strike call. You could not see, because the third base dugout would have been in front of us, you couldn't see anything hit down the left field line. You wouldn't know whether it was caught or not until you saw the results of the play. Swung on a chopper towards the shortstop. Reed waits for it, throws to first, and the inning is over. 3 up and 3 down. Good inning for Joe Miller. Side retired in order. 3 done here today at Wilsonville High School, where Wilson High School leads West Albany 2-0. We'll be back on KGAL.
Figaro's Pizza in Albany is celebrating spring with a large Mexican Fiesta Supreme. Now just $14.99, $15.99 baked. Smothered with beef, olives, onions, taco chips, and diced tomatoes. Laid over their picante bean sauce. Served with sour cream and jalapenos on the side. The Mexican Fiesta Supreme on sale now at the Albany Figaro's in front of Fred Meyer. Call 541-924-9303.
This is Rich Abers, Service Manager of Power Buick GMC, and I'm here to tell you that not only is Power Buick GMC the #1 local dealership to purchase a new or used vehicle, we are your General Motors service headquarters. Our GM-trained and ASE-certified technicians service Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Saturn vehicles. In or out of warranty. Extended warranties, no problem. Cars not GM built, no problem.
Call Power today at 541-757-1415 on the corner of 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis.
Locally owned and operated, this is the very independent News Talk 1580 KGAL, Lebanon, Albany, Corvallis.
Top of the 4th inning. All 3 innings so far. West has gotten their leadoff runner aboard, but they have no runs yet in this game. Let's see what happens here as we go to the top of the 4th. A 2-0 game with Wilson on top. Austin Smith. It's a high fly ball. I mean, a towering fly ball to right. That will be put away by Zach Wogan. 1 pitch, 1 out. Top of the 4th inning. Austin Smith is gone.
Well, the team West Albany is doing, they're swinging at a lot of first or second pitches and making contact and getting out. They have been getting the leadoff hitter in the first 3 innings on, but it hadn't helped them. Maybe this is a good sign. They didn't get this guy on, so maybe they'll score this inning. Jacob Caston, the number 3 hitter in their lineup, is the batter and shows bunt, pulls back and takes ball 1. There must be a good crowd over there for the Sherwood game. It doesn't look like it from what I can see. Scott is to my left. He has a better view of that field, which is to my right. Yeah.
But the only crowd I can see on the left side, there's not that many, but that's pretty noisy.
Well, there's a couple of large hit things to cover.
Pitches a chopper, slowly hit to the first baseman, who will underhand to the pitcher covering. And that's John Venables throwing to Philip Blatt for the out, and Jacob Caston is gone. And so far, your desire that maybe because things started differently, the inning would end differently is not coming true.
Well, perhaps not. At least not yet. They still could have a 2-out rally. Anyways, there's 2 large pop-up tents, and there's a lot of people covered underneath them. And if I look down the line, there's a fair amount of people with umbrellas standing, but they're making a lot of noise.
Boy, they sure are.
Sherwood tied it at 1 in the bottom of the 2nd over there.
A strike is called to Jackson Soto with 2 outs, nobody on, top of the fourth for West, trailing 2-0 to Wilson. There appears to be more people over here. I mean, I see all these umbrellas along here. That's not a large contingent, but we saw people standing back where we were initially thinking we'd do the broadcast. Base hit. Base hit to left past the diving shortstop, Austin Andrews, and Jackson Soto is aboard. He walked to lead off the second. Andrew Kettleson, who steps in, singled to put runners at first and third with nobody out. But the side that was retired on Crew Clark, apparently on a bunt, did not offer at the pitch. It was a strike, and Andrew Kettleson had started the second and was thrown out easily for an out. Clark struck out. Tanner Whitley flew out. Side retired, leaving a runner at third. Pitch is slowly chopped to the third baseman. Valentine will pick it up. Inning done.
Another first pitch swinging, though.
So a base hit by Jackson Soto, and that will be all, and a runner left on. We have finished 4 innings, 3.5. Boy, the game really is moving quickly. Go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-0 Wilson, playoff baseball today. Wilson, the Trojans, West Albany, the Bulldogs on KGAL.
So you're driving to work in the morning when you hit a detour down a gravel road for 18 miles. Luckily, every car or pickup tire that Les Schwab sells comes with the kind of protection most other places just don't give you. Along with great prices, we give you free flat repairs, rebalancing, pre-trip safety checks, and more for the entire life of the tire. So, why lifetime protection? Because you just might need it. That's our best tire value promise. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
Staying on top of your savings can be like staying on top of a mechanical bull or an extreme ski slope. But U.S. Bank makes saving easy with Start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow lets you save slow. Yes. Or fast. Save $1,000, earn a $50 U.S. Bank Rewards Visa card. Keep the balance for a year and get another $50. Awesome. Start today at any U.S. Bank or usbank.com/start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Conditions apply. See the Start program agreement or a banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank N.A. member FDIC.
1580 KGAL.
Bottom of the fourth inning. Really rolling along here in the rain, which is thumbs up from the shop and anyone else here as well.
Well, anybody watching the left game, not the right game over there.
I did not see the umpires call on that first pitch. I believe it was a ball. And the leadoff hitter is Garrett Moser, their cleanup hitter today, with Wilson leading 2-0. He swings and he hits a chopper that is going to go into right field for a base hit. So the leadoff runner aboard for Wilson up 2, and let's see what they would do with their number 5 hitter, John Venables.
They reached on an error in the second, and Moser is the 4-hole hitter. Probably not the best speed, usually a power guy, but they could bunt him. I think they probably would.
Yeah, up by 2. It looks like he intends on bunting. Soto will come halfway to home plate. Then he pulls back and takes quite high ball 1, and they called a balk.
Wow. Now they will be bunting.
The umpire called the action, the stop to the action right as the pitch was being delivered. It's a balk. Garrett Moser will go to second without any trouble on the part of John Venables and without sacrificing. So Venables now, strong-looking young man, intends to swing, and he goes around for a strike. Looked like he was getting set to really, he's got a power look, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
But he pulled back. He did not want to swing, but went far enough for the strike.
Yeah, Miller fooled him. Good off-speed pitch.
And that rain, I think maybe you could hear it atop the aluminum here at the press box. There's a strike called, strike 2 to Venables. Why are they so active over there?
Oh, they want to stay warm, maybe that's it.
Sherwood would seem to be as far away as Wilson. Here's a pitch that's fouled back on the screen behind home plate. The rain picking up again. It was very steady. It rained all the way up. Well, actually, when we first started out, it was dry, wasn't it? The highway was dry.
It was dry in Albany.
And on up into Salem, and then it started at Salem.
Yeah.
And all the way up here to Wilsonville, and then for an hour and a half as we waited for the start of the game.
And you looked at me and you said, oh, boy.
We didn't want to come back tomorrow.
That was the big thing.
The pitch is outside.
And who knows where we would have been tomorrow. Would we have been here or in Wilson?
Yeah.
Well, they said, whoa. They said he went, strike 3.
Now, I was, again, going down to the scorecard here, there was no indication as he stood there that that was a strike. The umpire did not call it a strike, didn't raise the right hand.
They must have checked and said he went, I guess.
I would assume so. It didn't look like he went around.
No.
But Venables is a strikeout victim, and that's 5 strikeouts for Miller. And Austin Andrews will step in with a runner at second and 1 out. And the pitch is a high pop-up down the right field line, foul territory, and it will be taken there by the right fielder, Whitley, tagging up and not going to third on a good, strong throw-in by Whitley. Good arms around the field for West Albany. In the games we've covered, Soto and Sawyer Reed on the left side of that infield and Tanner Whitley on that throw in from right.
And that was a really good throw because he was moving to his left into foul territory. So it's not like he had momentum to throw to third. He still got it there on a hop.
As you mentioned, Moser looks powerful, maybe not a good runner. He started towards third and thought better of it and moved back. So still a runner at second, but 2 outs now with the hitter Cole Conklin.
And that's probably a good idea on his part out at second because he probably would have been out had he continued on to third.
Joe Miller throws a strike. It's rather peculiar and not really ironic. It's disgusting to be comparing this game to the game that we covered in Mountain View in 17-degree weather, a football game in November. The pitch misses.
Yes.
But I cannot remember being this cold at any baseball game that we've done.
No.
This one of necessity, in a game that they can move to a field such as this that is turf and, do their best to play it. Even though the rain is falling now, the pitch is outside. Ball 2.
Yeah, it's baseball season. It should not be chilly. You should not have a chill in the air. You shouldn't have a sniffle because it's so cold outside.
No, but we do. Joe Miller stares into Austin Smith. They have a sign and will throw 2-1 and will throw ball 3 to Cole Conklin. 2 outs, runner at second, 2-0 Wilson. A 2-run home run by Austin Andrews, a blast in the second inning. Maybe the ball was happy to get out of the park. It wound up in the bushes where it's probably a little warmer and drier.
Yeah.
And Miller overthrew on that one, really lost his form coming to home plate, well outside ball 4. And the walk will be the third walk of the game. 1 walk in the first, 1 in the second, none in the third when Miller retired the side in order. And a walk here in the 4th inning. Austin Smith will go out to talk with him. Whether you're buying a car, consolidating bills, or paying for one of life's unexpected surprises, U.S. Bank has great rates on loans and lines of credit tailored to meet your needs. Stop in and see what U.S. Bank has to offer. U.S. Bank, all of them serving you, member FDIC. A reminder, too, from Les Schwab Tires, they guarantee their service like they guarantee their tires. Backed at more than 400 stores throughout the West, Les Schwab Tires, doing the right thing since 1952. They're going to call for a little grooming out there in the mound as that rain did pick up. It's still raining. It's not as intense at the moment. Basically, we can tell that because we can't hear the sound on the roof above us here. But they are bringing out a rake to work a little bit on the mound.
And they're going to bring out that stuff.
The only place that will suffer from this kind of condition is the pitching mound because that is natural dirt. Everything else is turf. Every ounce of the field. Ounce? Is there an ounce of the field? How about inch? That's about
ounce, inch,
Well, you could weigh the field.
I guess. Take a while.
The only part that is dirt is the pitching mound, and that's what their athletic director here at Wilsonville, and I've forgotten David's last name, nice man who was really nice to us when we came in today, mentioned, he said, well, keep an eye on the pitcher's mound. Otherwise, with the turf, they want to play, they can play.
Yeah.
Miller takes a practice step, not really a throw, just a step to see how the front foot is.
Well, over on the field to my right, it's the bottom of the 3rd inning, still tied at 1, Crescent Valley and Sherwood.
All right. A lot of noise out there.
Yeah.
I can see the scoreboard. They have a scoreboard over there. That must be the number 1 field.
Yeah.
This is field number 2 that we're on today. No scoreboard.
That's the JV field, they said, we're on.
That's right. They did say that. Runners lead with first and second, and the pitch will be low. A ball.
And
Brendan Freeman.
That'd be the varsity field over to our right. We did a game from there last year. Bobby and I did.
The pitch is a strike call. Brendan Freeman, right-handed hitter, walked his first time up. He's the number 8 hitter in the order for the Wilson Trojans. 15-0 in league play. As we said, not a lot of teams, in fact, no other team really highly ranked in the state. And the umpire calls a timeout as the batter Freeman had stepped out. Independent Auto Works reminds you anything Volkswagen that you need, parts, service, whatever it might be, whatever year, whatever model, if it's a Volkswagen, Independent Auto Works, 13th near campus. Pitch from Miller, shot slowly fouled down the first base line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brendan Freeman. Zach Wogan, the number 9 hitter in their order, would be next. West trying to stay within 2 here. Deep into the ball game. Keep in mind when they bat, it's the top of the 5th of a 7-inning game.
Yeah. They're running out of chances.
The middle of the 5th is the 7th inning stretch. Miller will check that runner at second. And throws, and it's swung on and hit foul. Hard, but foul down the third baseline. Ball and 2 strikes to Brendan Freeman. And you hear it, that's not Brendan Freeman, did not hit the ball. If you heard that, and you might have, not sure whether our beloved outdoor Mike can pick that one up, it might. But that's the Crescent Valley Sherwood game adjacent to us here. Call your Crescent Valley friends and tell them they can get the score immediately from us.
Yeah, there's no wondering.
This is the first time we've ever had anything like that. High pop-up should, well, if it's playable, it might be out of play, and it is. Had more of a tail to it down right field and first baseline than I thought. And just over that fence, Logan Nichols ran out of space. And Brendan Freeman steps back in. Well, we've had very quick innings. This one lasting a little bit longer here in the bottom of the 4th. Still 2 on, 2 out. And still a ball and 2 strikes, and that pitch will miss. 2-2.
Saw earlier in between innings, Crew Clark was warming up in the bullpen. Not warming up now.
Crew Clark came on for Joe Miller last week in the 5th with the score 2-0 and eventually got the win. Here's a high fly ball to center field. Coming on, will it be trouble? Coming on, and it will be caught by the shortstop with his back to home plate. Sawyer Reed, that's a tough play.
It is.
When you have to turn your back to the ball and make the catch. But it didn't have as much oomph as it seemed off the bat, and Reed had to make the catch on a nice running catch in center field. No runs, a base hit. There is a walk. We'll leave 2. Wilson, after 4 innings, Wilson has the better of it with West. It's Wilson 2, West nothing. We'll continue this afternoon on KGAL.
H&R Block Tax Professionals are ready to take another look at your TurboTax return to see what you may have missed. Let us tell you for free if you left any money on the table. Start by visiting hrblock.com/another look or call 1-800-HR-BLOCK to make an appointment. Fees apply for amended returns. Only some software users make errors, and not every error results in a larger refund at participating locations.
Hi, this is Joyce at your local H&R Block office in Albany, Corvallis, and Lebanon. We live and breathe taxes. Let us find you every deduction and credit you deserve.
Farming is fun, especially when you have a tractor like the all-new Kubota Grand L40 from Lynn Benton Tractor. Choose from 8 new models, all with Kubota's powerful, fuel-efficient diesel engines and a choice of 3 productive transmissions, including the all-new innovative HST Plus. See how the Grand L40 can improve your acreage. Check one out at Lynn Benton Tractor's new location on McLean Street in Silverton, and as always along Highway 99E Tangent. Lynn Benton Tractor.
1580 KGAL.
Well, making the best of things this afternoon here from Wilsonville High School. Thanks for joining us. I'm Radio Ray. That's Scott Landgren right next to me here. And a couple of gentlemen from Sherwood All pair in the press box, nicely sharing the space with us. We appreciate that, but we're not paying you now. Well, maybe we are. It's had a grin that says, I think you're not aware, young man. Uh-oh. You're paying. Young man. Must have been talking to you.
Oh, that's it. Well, you are 35 in October.
35 last October.
Well, last October. That was it.
Here's Crew Clark, the leadoff for West Albany in the fifth, down 2-0, getting deep into the game here as Crew swings and fouls this one back. And I believe the count is 1-1 to Crew. Let's see if the home plate umpire will hold that hand up. No scoreboard out there on field number 2. That means that Sherwood and Crescent Valley must have made plans sooner.
I would assume that's what that means.
A ball and 2 strikes to Crew Clark. 1-2 inside, and that will even the count. And I'm not sure when they would make those plans.
Yesterday.
Yesterday? That's the answer.
Yes.
Pitch, it's foul away. You called before Wilson called then, right? Is that why you get field number 1? Well, la-di-da, isn't it?
Right next door.
Apparently it must have been unplayable at Sherwood. Maybe they had more heavier rain earlier than they had in Portland. And they called. There's a strike called. And Clark is retired. So Crew Clark is a strikeout victim. And let me gather those. 2, 3, third strikeout for Philip Blatt on the afternoon. 1 gone in the 5th. But Sherwood must have determined earlier that their field would be unplayable today, or likely to be so, and they called reserving field number 1. Then up at Wilson, they determined that whenever the rain hit Portland, that they couldn't play, they called, and they're on field 2 with no scoreboard. Pitches a long shot, but well fouled. Swinging late on that ball and hitting it over towards the field. They'll have to stop and get that ball as it rolls very close to, it's just outside the field, like a foot by the foul line. Just off the foul line. I don't think they see it out there. That's dangerous if an outfielder goes over there. Nobody's made an attempt to go get that ball.
Somebody's going to get it with the camera.
Crew Clark strikes out to start the inning. Tanner Whitley with that long foul ball to strike 1. Tanner flew out his first time up. And he gets hit by the pitch. May have heard the clunk to the helmet. Looked to be more off speed, fortunately, for Tanner. Hit by a pitch. First hit batsman today. And the runner at first with 1 out for West. They need some spark. Joe Miller, the pitcher of record right now, as they're down a couple, will step in. And he looks down to Don Lean at third base. Don Lean is always good-natured. I saw him walking up along the walkway here before the game, throw to first. And I jokingly said, let's play 2 innings. And he said, well, I said to the team, you make the best of it. These are the conditions. Come out and we'll deal with it. Throw to first and diving back is Tanner Whitley. He was leaning towards second. It's interesting on the turf to see them get up and, really no mark on the trousers or the shirts, You expect on a day like this it'd be mud. The pitch will be, on the outside corner, a strike to Miller. Didn't it rain, children? We've said all along that we need the rain, and the sad thing is when you get to the spring and you need the rain, the pitch is fouled away, and this one's going out to the field, and look out. It bounces on the outfield grass, and fortunately the third baseman was playing up for Sherwood over there, and again another ball on their field. We haven't had one over from their field to this one yet. That's the second one this inning that's hit their field. Throw to first, and you may hear West Albany calling back, and back is Tanner Whitley. Miller awaits a pitch from Philip Blatt. The right-hander will throw high. The rain, I would say appears to have stopped, but if you look out and against the lights up there, it's still it's raining, but very light.
A little bit. If you look at that puddle right there, it's a little bit coming down.
Oh, you're right. That's a better place to look down. There are some puddles. Still raining lightly and likely to continue. Philip Blatt throws throws, and he throws a strike 3 to Joe Miller, and he is the strikeout victim. Second victim of a called third strike in the 5th inning. 2 outs, runner on, and Jacob Caston. No? Let's see, who's... I didn't write the last name. Who's up here?
That would be Jacob Bewley.
Oh, Bewley. Jacob Bewley. Jacob Bewley, who is the left fielder, will take ball 1. Hits the dirt. What do you call it at home plate? What do you call it? Hits the turf. I mean, is that acceptable to say hits the turf?
I guess. It's like that field turf, isn't it?
Turf.
Yeah.
Not dirt. Why ask that question? Pitch swung on and missed. A strike.
But I mean, you can call it whatever you want to call it.
All right. We're putting up with these conditions. We can do what we darn well please.
That's right.
Oh, I'm grateful to be up here, though, aren't you?
Oh, very. I mean, we would have.
1-1 is hit on the ground, hard towards the shortstop, though, make a good play, field it, and go to the bag unassisted. That's Austin Andrews. A solid grounder, but not too tough for Austin Andrews to step to his left, field it, step on second for the force out, and the side is retired for West in the 5th. They go quietly. They do have one batter hit by a pitch. That's Tanner Whitley. One runner left on. West in danger here of going out in what they call the first round of the playoffs. 4.5 innings done. It is Wilson 2, West nothing. We will continue on KGAL.
Have you seen the new steel wall in Economy Supply Building Center? It's loaded with steel products you can't do without. From chainsaws to trimmers, you'll find a tool that can help you get your work done easier. An example, Economy Supply has the new Steel FS40 CE trimmer. It's lightweight, fuel efficient, and Steel's easy-to-start system makes starting almost effortless. For a limited time, you'll save $30 off the regular price. Your new Mid-Valley home for steel is Economy Supply Building Center, where Highway 34 becomes Tangent Street, Lebanon.
At Power Honda's award-winning service department, their award-winning staff is there to provide excellent service in a timely manner. From their famous $15 oil changes to transmission replacements and other large jobs, they are dedicated to maintaining the highest levels of customer service. Every appointment includes a multi-point inspection and a complimentary car wash. Call Power Honda's service department today, 541-928-0122. Power Honda, Highway 20 in Albany, your Honda superstore.
$15 oil changes for non-synthetic oil and Hondas only.
1580 KGAL.
Thank you for joining us today for baseball here from Wilsonville High School. Wilson against West Albany. Wilson leads 2-0 as they bat here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And a call. Joe Miller still on the mound for West. The leadoff hitter this inning, Zach Wogan, a number 9 hitter, followed by Josh Hagee and Jake Valentine. But Wilson turned this one to the other field again, and this one is going to be... It landed on the turf over there, but well out of several feet away from the third baseman for Crescent Valley, who goes and picks this one up. Third ball over there. They got a big view. Miller throws outside to Zach Wogan. He hit into a double play, a 5-4-3 double play to end the 2nd inning. One big blow in the game, a home run, 2-run run by Austin Andrews. Pitches outside for ball 2. And that followed John Venables' read on an error to start the inning. A 2-0 Wilson. Bottom of the 5th as Miller throws, and strange pitch to swing at. That one, they breaking ball, but it stayed way inside. And Zach Wogan actually took a swing at it. I don't think there's any way you're going to put that in fair territory. It's fouled away.
He must have been just trying to get a piece of it, keep alive.
Miller throws the breaking ball and throws it high. A full count to the leadoff hitter, Zach Wogan. Let's see if Miller can keep him off base as he delivers 3-2 on and miss. That's the way to do it.
The funny thing is, we are at Wilsonville High School, and there's a connection to the Mid-Willamette Conference. Wilsonville's playing at Dallas today, and they have a 5-2 lead over Dallas. Like I said, not good for the league.
Hear that
in the bottom of the 5th.
6 strikeout for Joe Miller as he goes to the top of their order of Wilson, and he throws a strike to Josh Hagee.
Well, the important thing for Joe Miller right now is just keep it at 2. You know, your offense hasn't helped you much today, but if you can keep them in it, they're a dangerous lineup.
Miller throws, must Must have been low. Ball one, 1 ball, 1. Must have been. Ooh, when that door opens, and that door is open and the wind comes through. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not baseball season here. No, and that pitch will hit Josh Hagee in the back. So one player from each team struck by a pitch. Tanner Whitley was hit by a pitch in the top of this inning, Josh Hagee. And that puts a runner at first with 1 out for Jake Valentine, who hit into a fielder's choice in the first and struck out in the 3rd inning.
Well, both teams have had runners on, every so often in this game. If it wasn't for one pitch, it could be a 0-0 tie.
Well, there was, if you remember.
I do.
A pitch that went somewhere into the fine afternoon here at Wilsonville out in the bushes of left field. Joe Miller now has a runner at first to check, but they will do. No one. Actually, West did have a runner take off in Kettleson, but it looked like maybe there was supposed to be a bunt on the play, I would think.
I think those got crossed there. Either the runner or the batter at that time.
Runners at first and third for West. Throw to first, runner is back. And a definite rally with nobody out. Runners at first and third in that 2nd inning. Kent took off. Crew Clark did not swing at the pitch. The catcher threw out Kettleson easily at second for the first out of the inning. And Wilson escaped without a run, and they still lead 2-0. They are intent, though, at keeping Josh Hagee. Keep in mind, he is their leadoff man in their lineup. So with the speed, there's a pitch that misses to Jake Valentine.
Well, I wouldn't imagine them bunting here with 1 out.
There's a throw to first, and Josh Hagee is back. Town and Country Realty, the Mid-Valley's #1 real estate firm, invites you to check out their website for every multiple listing in the Willamette Valley at tncrealty.com. The pitch swung on and hit. Was that going to be fair or foul? It should be fair ball. Yeah. And it will bounce to the wall in left field. Josh Hagee with that leadoff speed will score. Here comes the throw. Will not be in time. And on the throw down to second is Jacob Valentine, and it is 3-0 Wilson. I expected to see Valentine somewhere on second already.
Right. Well, he thought it was going foul, so he kind of was just moseying his way down to first.
Did he take his time?
Yeah, that's a single, and he went to second on the throw there.
That ball just landed inside the foul line. I thought for a moment it might have been a ground rule double bouncing over that fence, but it hit the fence right near the top of the fence, stayed in the park. And Hagee, with his speed running all the way, he scores. Valentine winds up with a base hit, goes to second on the throw. Here's a bouncer to the shortstop, Sawyer Reed, who will throw out Philip Blatt on the first pitch. So 2 gone, 6-3 on the putout. But Valentine gets credit for a run batted in, the 3rd run, 3-0 Wilson. And he goes to third on the ground out, so he stands at third now with 2 outs for Garrett Moser, their cleanup hitter who singled his last time up and also struck out in the first inning against Miller. Swung on, and that may be trouble, and it will be into the glove of Tanner Whitley in right field.
Hit too hard.
Hung up more. I thought that was going to be a solid base hit in front of me. But really, Whitley did not need to make too many steps to put it away for the final out of the bottom of the 5th inning. But a key run. Everyone is now, with West unable to score so far, with 5 innings done. It's Wilson 3, West 0. Baseball continues at 1580 KGAL.
You will always get your money's worth, and the food is fresh, original, and tasty at Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant in Lebanon. Open areas or cozy booths, you'll find Ixtapa's service superb and menu variety most excellent. Visit them for lunch or dinner, where the parking is convenient and the atmosphere is sweet. Are you part of an office group? Groups of 10 to 25 are always invited, and $3 drink specials are always offered. Enjoy Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant today at 25 North Main in Lebanon.
Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market has bargain prices now on 8-pound bags of navel oranges, just $3.99. You save $2. Save up to $1 on pineapples, just $1.99. And save up to $2 on Mike's Lemonade 12-pack party kit, just $14.99. Hurry, specials good while supplies last. Albany Grocery Outlet Bargain Market, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. Across from the Heritage Mall with bargains on the brands you trust.
1580 KGAL.
Boy, thank goodness for the middle of the innings. Gives you time to get the sniffles done in a chilly press box from Wilsonville High School. Boy, I've got it in right so far. Only 2 more innings.
We're close, right?
Wilson High School leads West Albany 2-0 as West bats here in the top of the 6th. Time running out for them today. And Philip Blatt keeping them at baseball base so far. A strike 1 pitch to the leadoff hitter. And that's Sawyer Reed will be ball 1. 1-1 pitch is swung on, hit to right field. That ball is deep. Back goes the right fielder, and that one is going to go to the wall. Bounce right on the warning track. Just missed a home run. It'll be a double for Sawyer. Over the head of right fielder Zach Wogan. It looked like it hit right at the foot of the fence out there in right field. It is a double for Sawyer Reed. West shows some life to lead off here in the 6th inning. Sawyer at second for Austin Smith. West had leadoff runners aboard in the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd inning, but not in the 4th and 5th. So the first time since the 3rd, the leadoff runner aboard. He's on second, but they're now down 3-0 as Austin fakes a bunt and pulls back and takes a strike. Austin Smith hit into a double play in the 1st and flew out to right field in the 4th. Sawyer gets his lead at second. Philip Blatt takes a look at him there and throws, swung on ground ball towards their shortstop. Backhanded deep at shortstop. Long throw will be in time for the out. Fine play. Fine arm for Austin Andrews. When I say deep at shortstop, that's right where the artificial infield turf meets the artificial outfield turf. And that's a long throw, and he had to backhand it. That's not easy.
No, it was. It was a great play. Might have. Well, he's standing on first base right now, Ray.
See if they...
Did he pull his foot off the bag, I wonder?
The first base umpire indicates like maybe he did because he was just moving that hand. And the runner will be safe at first. I can't say that I really took a look at the foot of the... No, they'll call him out.
Yeah.
I thought that he had his foot on the bag, but I can't say that I was staring intently at it to be able to really tell you that that was the case. But it looked like the first baseman was leaning with his foot on the bag to see if he could get that throw, and he did. That's a nice play from the shortstop, Austin Andrews, for the first out. So Smith is retired. Pitch swung on there as a base hit left field. Sawyer Reed will go to third. He'll have to stop there as that ball gets quickly into the glove of Garrett Moser in left. And it's a base hit for Jacob Caston on the first pitch, and West coming alive.
Well, and they got their best hitter coming up here, too, Jackson Soto. You could tie the game with one shot here.
3 to third. Jacob Caston at first. 1 out. West down 3-0, and here's Jackson, the left-handed hitter. Jackson Soto. The pitch to Jackson is fouled away, and he had to cut it back.
He wanted to deposit that one into shrubs.
He heard you.
He did.
Boy, it's trees out. You'll never get that ball back out there. There may be wildlife out there beyond the fence.
You'd be looking for a wildlife. There could be.
Don't know. Jackson goes back and gets a little dirt for his hands on a wet day. A little stickum. Could you grab that door? The wind's coming through. When that door is open to the press box, the wind is blowing in our direction, but when that door is closed, you really can't feel it that much. But boy, when that door is open, oh, good night, nurse. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everybody thanks you up here.
It's a chilly wind.
It's still 1-1, incidentally, Crescent Valley and Sherwood, and they're in the bottom of the 5th inning over there. The pitch is high. A ball to Jackson Soto. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jackson. He has walked in the 2nd, a leadoff walk, and he singled in the 4th. West could use a hit.
Yeah, just a hit. That would be just to get on the board.
Runners at 1st and 3rd. Outside ball 2, and well outside. Always interesting when a pitcher gets in a jam here, up 3-0, but the later innings, when he throws a ball to see the location of that pitch.
He's missing up. That's somewhere you don't want to miss with Jackson Soto.
Throw to first, and the runner is back. Jacob Caston. Be interesting to see if West might try to do that. Get a second runner in scoring position. Philip Flat, right-handed pitcher, will step off.
Yeah, that's always the risk. Runners on the corners, 1 out. As a catcher, you throw down the second, knowing an overthrow means a run for the other team.
Caston takes his lead, does not go, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back. That will be a cross. Sherwood.
That's the base hit up the middle.
With a base hit for Sherwood in the bottom of the fifth. Which game are we doing?
We're doing both.
All right.
You know.
So runner on for Sherwood, bottom of the fifth, 1-1 Presence out playing right next to us here on this field. 3-0 Wilson as Blatt throws, and this one is fouled away. That was sort of a protective swing, somewhat similar to what we saw in the bottom of the last inning from Wilson.
That was very protective. He just wanted to...
Inside pitch that he kind of backed away from and still stroked.
Yeah, he chopped at it. He just wanted to make sure he got another chance. Foul ball.
Whoa. My goodness. Jackson Soto doing warm-ups on a day like this, and he's got the short sleeve, was doing a whirlwind with the bat.
Like almost dislocated his shoulder there.
If he let go of that bat, that thing would have wound up back in West Albany.
That's true.
I've never seen anybody do that.
No. He's gearing up here, maybe.
There's a throw to first, and the runner dives back in. I mean, that was...
I hope he can foul it off, and maybe he'll do it again.
I would think he would throw his shoulder out. That thing was swinging around like a Ferris wheel. Runners lead first and third. And stepping back in at first, Jacob Caston. Sawyer Reed, who doubled to lead off the inning. A ground out by Austin Smith. Still at third, a base hit for Jacob Caston. Here's the ground ball to the shortstop. Steps on second for one. Throw to first, double play, inning done. And there goes the rally for West. And perhaps the ball game, because they will only have one more chance as they go down in the sixth. Runners at first and third. Second time in the game they've had that, and for the second time in the game, they go away scoreless. Nothing doing in the sixth inning. No runs, 2 hits, and a runner left on. We have finished 5.5. It's 3-0 Wilson, and we'll be back at 1580 KGAL.
Serving Albany and the Willamette Valley for 37 years. Hi, this is Dean Stavros for Stavros Auto Services. The Auto Doctors is the mechanic side of our business and will give you a written lifetime warranty on all work they perform. Jason and I are proud of Jeff, our service manager, and his trained mechanical technicians. Brakes, tune-ups, or any other maintenance your auto may need, Jeff and his team are ready to help. Stavros Auto Services. Same people, same commitment to excellence. You've got our name on it. Find us at packautobody.com.
If your washer, dryer, stove, or fridge are stone cold dead, then who are you going to call? Like New Appliance at 541-259 at 1131, of course. You see, Like New Appliance is a Mid-Valley's premier recycler, creating like new appliances from your abandoned, lifeless metal rejects. Do your recycling part. Ask for a free discarded appliance pickup today by calling 259 at 1131. That's 541-259 at 1131 for Like New Appliance.
1580 KGAL.
Wow. You should be doing play-by-play. The gentleman up here from Sherwood who's keeping the scoreboard just yelled out, "Go JB!" Just knocked both of us against the wall here. Powerful voice. Here's John Venables to lead off in the bottom of the sixth inning. His team is up 3-0. That would be Wilson, and he takes a strike, and that's for Crescent Valley. That's not... There's no response from anybody in this game.
They're just watching. They're not in it at all.
Nobody here gives a baseball rip. Nobody's doing anything for our game. Sound,
there's nothing.
The sound effect is coming from next door, and it's got to throw the audience off, thinking why people are cheering for ball one. This is one of those days to remember. It is. Pitch misses to John.
One day when you write your book on your high school broadcasting experience, this better be a chat.
Yeah. I'll have time. Shortly.
Yeah.
The sequestration is creeping up. John Venables reached on an error and he struck out. The pitch to John is a high fly ball. Should be put away by center fielder Jacob Caston. He will wait for it, and the light rain starts to get a little heavier as he puts it away for the first out of the bottom of the sixth inning. You know, it does have to be tough to be a player out in the rain particularly I think when you're the pitcher and you're wet.
Yeah.
And the uniform is wet. That is tough. You have to admire the fortitude of both pitchers, Joe Miller, the starter for West, and Philip Blatt, who has pitched a shutout so far for Wilson, and now Crew Clark in relief for West.
You know, it has to be hard on everybody, like I said, especially the pitcher, though, because the rain.
Whoa, Crew Clark throws that one to the backstop.
Rain gets the jersey wet, and it adds a little weight to it.
Well, that was a perfect bunt. Wait, what? The batter hasn't even swung yet. Oh, that's the other game.
The game everybody cares about over there.
There's a strike to Austin Andrews. Could you people put a lid on it? We're trying to do a game here.
Well, they did. They hurt you.
They quieted down. 1-1 is a strike. It was a 2-0 I have. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's see if the home plate umpire will hold up those hands. No scoreboard on field number 2, which is the game in which we are broadcasting today. Pitches outside. Ball 3. Oh no, that was to the last batter. So that's not going to count.
3-1, he said.
It is 3-1. I do have. All right, I do have the count right. I'm putting it in the wrong place here. For Austin Andrews. Austin takes the curveball for strikes. 3-2, 1 out, 6th inning, bottom of the 6th, 3-0 Wilson. West in trouble of being eliminated in what the OSAA calls the first round of the playoffs. Second game for West, beating Churchill last week in a play-in game, 5-4. Pitch swung on a line drive. That could be trouble. Back to the center fielder. That's going to be over the head of Jacob Kasten. It will roll to the wall out in center and on his way with a clean double. About 365 feet away is what that one side said, and that's not the deepest part of the park out there. It's more towards the alley and right field. That one straight away center rolls all the way to the wall, and it's a double for Austin Andrews.
Well, he is hitting the ball well today.
He homered. He was the young man that hit the 2-run homer in the second. It has given Wilson a lead since the second inning. It's now 3-0 and a runner at second, 1 out, bottom of the 6th inning. So Wilson, in a league that really did not have powerful teams, 15-0 in the league. We lost our power there for a moment. Here, swung on. There is a base hit in front of left fielder Jacob Bewley, and it goes off his glove and will bounce towards center field, and the run will score. Well, you have to call it an error on Jacob. What he was trying to do was to get to the ball, and the ball was just in front of him, and he went to his knees. He could not make the catch, and when the ball came up, he was not in a position to grab it, and it bounced off his body towards center field. It'll be a base hit. I would also score an error on the play. A tough one to call because he did his best to make the catch.
Yeah, he did.
And keep that runner at second base. But when he could not come up with the ball and it bounced away from him, the runner scored.
Right. Yeah, if he would have kept it in front of him, the runner would not have scored. But, you know, the best thing about not having a scoreboard, there's no official scorer, so we can call it an error or hit.
You bet. And again, this kind of power, you know, you feel like President of the United States. We've got the power today.
That's right.
And you want to use it every chance we get.
I think so.
So it is 4-0 Wilson, and that may be the one, if not the first 3 that did West in, that may be the one West with one more at bat in the 7th inning, down now 4-0, and still a runner at second, and the pitch will be inside. Ball 1 to Brendan Freeman, who has walked and popped up. I have a tradition of jumping into the Fern Ridge Reservoir. Here's the pitch outside, ball 2. By Memorial Day every year, since we have lived out by the Cheshire Mansion, I don't think I've missed a year. Now, with the weather the way it is, if it remains this way, they are saying it'll warm a little bit this weekend, but only 65 to 70. I'm not sure that I would have jumped in this year, except for those 85-degree days when I did back about May 9th. So the tradition lives. But usually it's by Memorial Day when it starts warming up. This has been the opposite. First part of May was warm, and this is cold. Swung on and bounced back. A one-hopper taken by the pitcher, Crew Clark. Will throw to third. They get the runner in a rundown. And throwing down to third, and Soto will run the runner back, and they will be tagged out there by the second baseman, Jacob Kasten. Or Kettleton, rather. will apply the tag. A nice play by Crew Clark. It was a hard hit ball, but he was able to reach up and stab it, throw to Jackson Soto, who threw to Sawyer Reed, back to Soto, and finally Jacob Kettleson. So 1 to 5 to 6 to 5 to 5 to 3 to 4 to 4 for the put-out.
25 or 6 to 4.
I didn't write it down. Yes, it was sung by Chicago.
Yes.
Somebody's out. The runner at second base, Conklin, is out. And once winds up as a fielder's choice, Brendan Freeman will take first with 2 outs now. And Zach Logan, the hitter, and he will take ball 1.
Oh, here we go, Ray. Our first ball. Our first ball.
Oh, right near the pitcher's mound. We've had about 4 go over to the other field adjacent where Crescent Valley is playing, but they were really not at a risk for the players. That one just missed Crew Clark by a couple of feet. It landed on the pitcher's mound.
Yeah.
He didn't see it.
No, he had back turned luckily to it.
He's a right-hander, so that ball landed on the first base side, but on the pitcher's mound, on the dirt. The only dirt on the field, so that is correct, on the dirt. Pitch swung on and whacked, base hit over a jumping Sawyer Reed, and that ball's going to roll to the wall, and a runner's going to score. So make it 5-0, and all the way to third on that hit with really good speed is Zach Wogan, the number 9 hitter in the order. Boy, he was flying. I thought that was a base hit. I mean, it was clearly
it was a base hit.
But I mean, I thought it was a single, and that was going to be it.
Yeah, I agree.
That had some pop. Sawyer Reed just unable to get it as he jumped. But it was right. I mean, it split left fielder Jacob Dooley and Jacob Caston in center. It split them right in between them so that neither one could get to it in time to cut it off. And it rolled to the wall about 365 feet away. And as a result, a run scores, a runner at third, and there is a strike called to Josh Hagee, who is the leadoff hitter in the order for Wilson. Pitch is swung on and grounded towards second baseman Kettleson. Goes to his right, picks it up, throws to first. Did he get him? Yes, he did. Close play. Good speed there by the leadoff hitter, Hagee. So a triple by Zach Wogan knocks in a run, a couple of runs. It is 5-0 Wilson, and that makes it awfully tough for West as they come to bat in the top of the 7th. 7-inning game. We'll see what happens. 5-0 Wilson. We'll be back on KGAL.
When it comes to the most experience, best warranty, best fuel economy, and best service, Mark Thomas Motors is the best. The last standing, locally fourth-generation family-owned new car dealer in Albany, with 3 locations featuring GMC Buick, Chrysler Dodge Jeep, and Hyundai's North American Car of the Year, Elantra, and a new Veloster in Sonata. Support your community by buying your new or certified pre-owned car or truck now at Mark Thomas Motors, Sandy M Highway in Albany. Shop online at markthomasmotors.com.
Mark Thomas Motors, why pay more?
The mission of this quality Mid-Valley builder is treat every job like it's our only job, no matter how big or small. And we don't stop until our customer is 100% satisfied 100% of the time. Now Builders has stuck to this business plan since their beginning in 1992. They welcome commercial and residential jobs, big or small, it doesn't matter at Now Builders. See their list of referrals online at nowbuilders.com or call 541-926-2858.
1580 KGAL.
Boy, the rain has come back. The rain is really coming down. The kind of rain we saw on the way up here, and for about a good hour as we were waiting before the game here at Wilsonville High School, where Wilson leads 5-0 as we go to the top of the 7th. It could be lights out and season out for West as they come to bat here in the 7th inning. Meanwhile, they're in the 6th, the bottom of the 6th inning. Sherwood at bat, leading Crescent Valley 2-1. But we are told that Corvallis has won and beat the Dells.
They beat the Dells. So good for them. Eric Gazy and Corvallis lives to play on.
They're going to Bend on Friday.
Well, unless Pendleton were to unless that game's already over. Is it over?
No, I actually don't know. I just assumed.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a 2-7 matchup. Team. And if Bend wins, they'll be in Bend. If Pendleton wins, they'll be in Corvallis.
Come on, Pendleton.
Yeah.
Come on, Pendleton. Can you hear the rain on top of our booth?
Wow.
The pitch is high. Andrew Kettleson will lead off for West here with their hopes dimming And I should say darkening because that's what's happened here. Those clouds are really dark when they come in, and it's
coming down now.
Crescent Valley is going to leave the field over there in the bottom of the 6th inning. They've still got a lot of time to go, and they'll bring out the tarp on field number 1. They have left.
Rain delay.
But West and Wilson would like to finish this one up. They're in the top of the 7th. West wants to keep it alive, but they're down by 5, and the pitch will be ball 4 inside, close. But no baseball strike cigar for Philip Blatt as Andrew Kettleson walks to start the 7th inning. 5th inning of 7 that West has had a leadoff runner aboard.
They're coming in.
Oh, for crying out loud.
We're in a rain delay now, too.
Yo, Mother Nature. Oh. Well, I almost knocked this off the air by leaning on the plug, which is right next to me. Oh, dear. Well, here comes the tarp, and that's by necessity. These are turf fields, and it really doesn't matter for the infield, the outfield, the foul lines. Everything is turf, and it'll simply absorb it like a sponge. Certainly is wet on that sponge today, but the key thing is the pitcher's mound. The pitcher's mound is dirt. It has to be for the natural field for the pitcher, and that needs to be covered. And as the athletic director here at Wilsonville said before the game, we will keep an eye on the pitcher's mound. That's the one thing of concern. And at one point, Joe Miller, the starting pitcher today for West, Drew Clark came on in the 6th inning. But at one point, Joe Miller had to come out and fix the mound a little bit, work on the mound, throw some dirt on the mound for a better grip when he stepped forward because it was raining throughout the game, but raining lightly, occasionally enough that maybe you could hear it on the roof of our press box. But now the heavy rain started just in between the bottom of the 6th and the top of the 7th, and it's pouring steadily here. Doggone it, we're just going to wait.
Yeah. Well, why not? I can tell you that Corvallis won 2-1 over the Dallas Tonka, and I'm trying to get some other scores here.
Liberty and Bend would be good.
I can tell you at West Albany softball, for those West Albany fans listening, is leading Willamette 3-0 in the 6th inning. So I know their softball team's highly ranked, like top 3, I think, in the state.
And having a good start today, which is good. West boys team is down 5-0 here with a rain delay. Top of the 7th. The deal is this: Andrew Kettleson, the leadoff hitter, has walked. Some point tonight, 10, 11 o'clock, Andrew will go back out to first base.
You know, we have never had a rain delay that I can remember of doing a broadcast.
We've never done a game in conditions like this before, except for football.
Yeah, you can play in the rain in football.
We are so fortunate, though. If you could see where we had to set up today, thinking that a station from Salem was going to come. It's a small press box. And we are fortunate to be here with a couple of very nice gentlemen from Sherwood High School who are here keeping score and also running the scoreboard. There is a scoreboard on field number 1 where Crescent Valley is playing today.
I didn't even know they were playing here until we got here.
No. Suddenly I realized that Crescent Valley was here. I thought maybe I did it again. I went to the wrong place.
Yeah.
But Crescent Valley and Sherwood are playing on the field next door. They're 2-1. They're in a rain delay, of course. Both sides decided to take off. Our side waited a little bit longer, maybe hoping at the top of the 7th it might end. But walked to the leadoff hitter, Andrew Kettleson, which is good for West. It keeps some hopes alive when they come back down 5-0. Both fields now, Crescent Valley and Sherwood, they're waiting in the dugouts to our right and to our left. West Albany and Wilson are taking shelter from the rain.
I do have a Bend Pendleton score. Bend won 7-3.
Bend and Liberty, is it Pendleton?
Liberty is playing Redmond, and I don't have that score.
Oh, that's right, yes.
But that would be only matter if West Albany were to come back and win here.
And
Bend beat Pendleton 7-3, so Corvallis will be playing Bend on Friday.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yep. The question is,
I know what the question is.
At Bend on Friday.
The snow level was 3,000 feet with 2 to 4 inches of snow expected in the Cascades today, in the Santiam Pass. Now, I wouldn't want to be driving over the pass today. By Friday, according to today's forecast, which we do 6,232,116 times every 7 seconds in the morning on the morning update.
Oh, yeah.
I will put in a plug for that. If you've never listened to the morning update, do it the next 7 days. Sequestration. And then I'll be listening to the morning update. But according to that forecast, on Friday, the snow level goes to 5,000 feet. That would be just above the Santiam Pass. And you would think at this time of year that there would be some melting once it starts to rain. It would melt quickly. So we would have, I think we would have good passage. But it's long, long passage.
It's not like it's a trek we have never made before. It's not like every football season we're there twice.
But it is like a trek that you don't want to necessarily make again.
Well, that's true, but, I like Bend. It's a great town.
Yeah, but you go to Bend, do a baseball game, and drive back again. It's not like we see the nightlife of Bend or go to a club or something like that and hang out.
I didn't say we did that. Luckily, the football game we were talking about earlier, we stayed at Black Butte.
Oh, that was
awesome.
Beautiful. That was beautiful. It snowed that night when Lebanon was playing Mountain View with the wind chill factor, 17 degrees at game time. And Mike Mason of our staff had worked out a trade with Black Butte. We got to stay over at Black Butte after the game. And I was mentioning to Scott in between innings, I remember that night how grateful we both were to get where the warmth was in that room at Black Butte.
Oh, yes.
And it was snowing in the morning, and the snow was beautiful. Behind that area of Black Butte, there was a little pond out there with some geese on the pond, and snow everywhere, several feet of snow. I don't mean a couple feet. Maybe a couple feet of snow?
Yeah, that's a good
foot and a half.
Yeah, I don't
good 2 or 3 inches.
The most I'd ever really seen on the ground at one time.
I would say, with the drifting snow, that it was probably about 1.5 feet of snow.
Yeah.
And it was just magnificent. This has 1.5 feet of rain.
Not as magnificent.
It doesn't look that great. No. It's not one that excites you to cheer nature at this moment. But the West Albany players, a couple with their hats off, are standing outside the dugout.
Yeah. That's Jackson Soto, number 11.
In fact, much of the team is standing outside the dugout.
Yeah.
They make us look like broadcast wusses up here talking about the chill in this press box. I'll tell you what, we're going to need to take a break later on. If West should lose this game, we would have a break to make up. So why don't we do that? We can finish our breaks, and then when we finish the game, we could simply say, "So long, it's been good to know you." Why don't we take a timeout? Here's the deal: we are at Wilsonville High School, where West Albany, their hopes are really in trouble right now, as they are in the 7th inning, 7-inning game. They have a runner at first, nobody out, as they bat and await the rain delay, but they trail Wilson, the number 6 team, by rankings of the OSA and the state. Wilson leads at 5-0. We'll take this back. We'll take this break. We'll be back. If you don't come back for an hour and a half, we'll probably still be here.
Probably.
But let's take time out.
Staying on top of your savings can be like staying on top of a mechanical bull or an extreme ski slope. But U.S. Bank makes saving easy with Start. Savings today and rewards tomorrow lets you save slow.
Yes.
Or fast. Save $1,000, earn a $50 U.S. Bank Rewards Visa card. Keep the balance for a year and get another $50.
Awesome.
Start today at any U.S. Bank or usbank.com/start. All of us serving you. U.S. Bank. Conditions apply. See the Start program agreement or a banker for details. Deposit products offered by U.S. Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Jeff, one of the brake experts here at Les Schwab. When your brakes need work, all you hear is this. But what we hear is this.
Yeehaw! Boy, you pushed me to the limit. Better fix me up today or there'll be no stopping tomorrow. Hey, let's go play chicken with that brick wall. Woohoo!
If you couldn't tell, that was a 4x4.
For 30 years, we've been the brake experts at Les Schwab, and it shows. Stop in for your free brake check today. Les Schwab, doing the right thing since 1952.
1580 KGAL.
While we were gone, the rain picked up. It did not subside any bit. In fact, it is raining a little more heavily right now. As both teams here at Wilsonville High School today, I'm Radio Ray at Scott Landgren, up here nicely in the press box, and how grateful we are for that. When we got here today, it appeared that the the station from Salem was going to broadcast the game from here today. That would be the Sherwood contest that they were going to do, I assume.
I assume so.
Sherwood Crescent Valley. But they did not come up to do the broadcast today. And initially, we had a table down below here. The front part of the table was soaked. Actually, for us, that would be the far part of the table. And we had to take a towel to dry off the part of the table that we were going to use. People were standing all around the table because they choose not to sit in the bleachers today. They're trying to get out of the rain. And there was a cover overhead covering at least a portion of the table. It would have covered us, but it was still out in the open. It would have been windy. The scorecards that we use really cannot stand wind, as they are paper. It's not a scorebook. It's explained several times from a scorecard that I saw years ago that I really liked. I simply make copies of it because I've never been able to find a scorecard that pleases me as much as this.
Yes.
But when you have wind, it simply blows those papers away. The rain blowing would have soaked things. If the scorecard had gotten wet, there would be no way that you could tell anything that's going on, what people had done, who's coming to bat, because everything would be blotted.
It would have been ugly.
So we were really in a fix down there, and it was cold down there. It is certainly warmer here. We don't get the wind up here until the door opens, although there is a chill. And I'm fortunate because I'm right up against a wall, and I'm talking to you, standing very casually. I can keep my arms folded with my shoulder against the wall, and it's and that way I can puddle with my arms folded against my chest against the chill. And it's been really a good bit of fortune for us to be up in this press box.
I do have a Redmond score. He beat Liberty 4-1. So you wanted that score? I got that one 4-1.
So Liberty would not have been a choice anyway for West Albany.
Right.
If West were to win this game, they would go to Redmond on Friday. But they have a long way to go. But we've seen West some remarkable comebacks in the games that we've broadcast. And for several years now, we have done about 10 high school baseball games in the spring. We cover each of the 5A teams, Crescent Valley, Corvallis, South, Lebanon, and West, only from the schools that have press boxes.
For this specific reason.
That's right. But by May, well, we wouldn't expect it.
True.
We've done games in May from the outside before. Because we're on the playoffs, we're forced to go places without press boxes, and we've never had this trouble. The first time we've run into this, as it continues to rain very steadily here today. But we cover the baseball games through the spring in those areas with press boxes allow us to stay inside, and you really need that in the games that we cover in April and generally in early May. But who would have thought this afternoon that we would face these conditions?
If we were on the TV, we could have a nice little graphic that says rain delay right now, but we are not.
I can give you a reminder, though, and I'm supposed to give you a reminder from, if you'd like the latest information on your favorite high school teams, log on to OSAA.org and the OSAA Score Center. The OSAA Score Center has schedules, scores, and official rankings for all member schools in team sports. At OSAA.org, you'll also find playoff brackets, rankings, broadcast schedules, and historical records. For more information, visit OSAA.org. And a reminder from U.S. Bank, when saving money, remember when saving money seemed so easy?
Yeah.
For a long time. So you wouldn't even remember that.
No, I don't.
You've lived at a tough time. Let U.S. Bank help you start STAT with savings today and rewards tomorrow. STAT, RT. Let me start over. How do you spell start?
ST.
Is there an R in start?
There is.
START, savings today and rewards tomorrow. You decide how to save, and when you reach your goal, they'll celebrate your savings milestone. They're ready to help you start today at U.S. Bank, member FDIC. When Crew Clark came into the game also, I did not remind you, Samaritan Orthopedics will take care of what orthopedically ails you. Simply give them a call. There is no need to just take the pain, and I will also tell you that it is foolish to think that in time everything will go away. I've done that before, and it hasn't worked, especially when you get to a certain age, 35 in October. Things start to slow down. Samaritan Orthopedics can help you out. Call them today at 1-800-299-2929, 1-800-299-2929. Well, if it's any consolation, the rain is a little bit lighter here at the moment, but it's still raining enough to imperil the pitcher's mound, and that's what this is all about. Artificial turf. Artificial turf doesn't care, nor do we.
No, they don't.
We don't care about the pitcher's mound either. No. But the pitcher's mound is dirt, and it is a danger to the pitchers if it becomes muddy. Those cleats can stick in that mud, and that's an injury, and that would send somebody to Samaritan Orthopedics. They don't want that. So because of the pitcher's mound being dirt, that's what everybody is waiting for until the rain either gets light enough or stops. How long is it? It was probably, 2 hours? We met at 2:30, and it was still 4:30, so it wasn't raining when we started out, but it was at least an hour and a half, and it was raining at 5 when they started the game. It was a couple hours straight of rain.
Yeah.
If we run into that now, what do you think they would do? Would they eventually say that's enough? Do they have a time period that they won't outwait?
That I don't know. We could ask.
No. Unless it's, with the umpire saying we've waited long enough.
Yeah. There's supposed to be another game somewhere here at 7:30 on one of these fields.
Klamath Union, and who are they? North Marion. Klamath Union and North Marion. A 4A game is scheduled for 7 o'clock over on field number 1, where Crescent Valley and Sherwood would be if it weren't raining. But they're in the dugouts. I don't see anybody standing outside. I can't see the one here. Oh, there's some Valley players down there. Or coaches. Those are the coaches.
Well, I managed to get a couple more final scores.
Sure.
Give you.
Why don't you give us final scores from today and last week, the month before?
I can give you some baseball, some MLB scores, too, if you want. See how the Red Sox are doing. Wilsonville did end up beating Dallas 5-2. So
that's not good for the league.
No.
The 3 teams that had the play-in round last week, and that was Crescent Valley, West, and Corvallis, they all won. That was nice. But today, Corvallis has won, and they will play on Friday over in Bend. But Crescent Valley is losing 2-1. It's the bottom of the 6th inning with their rain delay, and West is losing here 5-0.
Yep.
Top of the 7th with a rain delay.
And there was an upset in the top half of the bracket. Madison beat Ashland 4-1. That was an 8-1 matchup.
Whoa.
So Wilsonville should be at home next week against Madison.
Ashland has been up near the top for several years. They fielded good baseball teams. They have not been able to get to the championship game.
Yeah. What they have? Was it Sam Gavilio? Was he from Ashland?
Sam Gavilio was a good pitcher from Ashland, and when Andrew Moore was pitching for North Eugene, I don't know. Was it Sam? Was he from?
Yeah, he was from Ashland, but he would have been. I think he would have been before Andrew would have ranked.
Right, but I think they overlapped for a time.
They might have, yeah. Maybe like 1 or 2 years.
There was a year in which 2 big pitchers, Andrew Moore and it might have been Gavilio, matched up.
It was somebody for Ashland
in the championship game.
I'm not sure if it was him or
not. Was that Ashland that year?
I thought it was.
It would be if it was a championship game. Then maybe I'm wrong, but they did make the championship.
I'm not.
Maybe that's who you North beat Andrew Moore. Andrew Moore, 11-1 for Oregon State.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal thing.
Under a 1.5 ERA.
Never would have expected it.
No, it's great. It's great he's doing it.
Have any other scores, please?
I'm trying to. Hang on. Let's see. That's the 6A score. Lake Oswego 3, Central Catholic 2, end of the 4th.
Who cares?
I'm just trying to kill time.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
No, nothing else really.
Oh, doggone it. No, I can remind people, go with Postal, your friendly neighborhood shipping center. They're located at North Albany's Hickory Station next to Richard's Cleaners on Hickory Street in Albany. They offer UPS, FedEx, and U.S. Postal Service, and all with a friendly smile. Mention this ad, as a matter of fact, 10% off UPS or FedEx shipments at Go Postal, again on Hickory Street in Albany. The rain just got heavier, didn't it? It's raining a little more heavily at the moment. This morning, when I started out from the Cheshire Mansion, in fact, when I stepped out this morning with Enzo, the beloved but increasingly peculiar Cheshire Labrador, it was raining early this morning at 4 o'clock, and those drops were cold.
Really?
And we came back in quickly. It's one of those days where you look at the dog and say, come on. And I think he understood, because I don't think he wanted to stay out either. He was very quick. But the morning business. But every drop that hits you on the head, you would say, wow, that's cold. And I think as I drove in, it was about 15 after 4 when I started out, you could see in front with the headlights some of the rain bouncing off of the highway, which meant that it was a little bit of hail mixed in. So when I got to work this morning, I had asked Mark Workhope, with whom I worked, did he know what the Cascade snow level was? Because we really hadn't paid attention to that for a few days. It had been up, no concern. And it was 3,500 feet early today and went even lower with snow in the mountains. The West Albany team is going through warm-ups. I don't forget it. That's impossible. There's no way you're going to warm up out there today.
And you say that the rain, I think, just picked up a little more.
They're running, doing those running activities that they do a little bit out towards maybe if you went out straight from second base and then they run towards the right field foul line. And they're dancing around. I don't think that's to keep warm. I think it's trying to escape the raindrops as it comes down even more heavily now. And the question would be, how long would they wait out the rain delay?
It's about 20 minutes on the rain delay currently.
5-0 Wilson, top of the 7th. These are 7-inning games. Oh, thank goodness. And Andrew Kettleson led off with a base on balls for West in the 7th. And then the rain came down. They had to cover the pitcher's mound, which is dirt. And he is on first base. Nobody out in the 7th, but West is in a heap of baseball trouble, down 5-0. In the 7th inning.
It makes you wonder, when this game does resume, what does that do to West? I mean, yeah, they're down 5-0, but obviously, I think Wilson would probably have a new pitcher come in, right?
I don't know. Nobody's able to warm up right now. There's a couple of
so
I don't know what the advantage would be. Somebody else would have to throw some warm-ups. I would think. Well, of course, Philip Platt was
pitching great.
Yeah, he's pitching the whole game. So maybe because it's a long delay between 6 innings of work, that's a little different.
Right, and they don't want him to go back out there. So that means bullpen, and maybe that's good for West Albany. Maybe that guy won't be as sharp as Philip was, on it today. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Yo, Mr. Optimist, have you looked outside in the last in the last 20 minutes?
No. Well, a little bit. That's a pretty gray guy.
That would certainly dampen things. Does that mean rain?
Oh, great.
When it's, as far as the eye can see, is that a certain amount of time, or is there anything? Nothing. No. Just. Oh, I see. The distance. Yeah. So we can't move the game to Salem and finish up.
It's probably nice in Albany right now. It was nice when we left.
Yeah, it was
dry pavement.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
No.
The West Albany players, still some of them outside the dugout. I don't see Wilson. They're smart. They're hanging inside the dugout. Nobody's coming out, but the West Albany players even came out and ran a few warm-ups. But they're going to have to do that again because looks like a long wait here still. A reminder from Les Schwab Tires: for over 55 years, Les Schwab has been committed to providing their customers the most for their tire dollar. Price, value, and selection, Les Schwab Tires doing the right thing since 1952. Covered a Santa Ana Christian game down near the California border a couple of years back. And I don't remember which team it was, a small school obviously out there, right near the border, in the middle of nowhere as you cross the highway. On one side of the road, there's a four-way intersection. On one side, you're in Oregon. On the other side, you're in California. And Mary Jo, my wife, went with me. It was in Klamath Falls, and, it was kind of fun. Yeah. And when we got to that point, we were not sure where we were. There's nothing new for me. Even years ago when I was younger, that was the case.
Yeah.
So we wanted to stop and ask directions, and we couldn't see the school. We knew it was there somewhere. But there was wide open territory of this four-way intersection. You could see for miles across, but we couldn't find the school. So we we looked to the right, and there was a Les Schwab tire right there.
Really?
Nothing else out there, Les Schwab tires. And when we pulled in, sure enough, they came running. The people came out, came running, and said, "What do you need?" I said, "Well, we need directions." And They told us.
Did you hear that right?
Well, you tell the weather service to hurry up because we don't have 20 minutes.
Oh, that's reassuring.
Well, the gentleman, do you work with the Weather Channel? I mean, do you have inside information, or? Yeah, that's what we understand. If you're in Corvallis, did you say? Corvallis or Salem? It would be okay. Well, that's nice to know. That's awesome.
We can move the game, I guess.
Yeah. But the gentleman says they say 20 minutes, 20 more minutes. And if it does, he said if it doesn't stop in 20 minutes, it's not going to stop. How do we know? How would you know that if it doesn't stop in 20 minutes, it's never going to stop? And if would that be 20 minutes? Are we starting 20 minutes from now? How long are we into now? I've lost track.
Like 20 minutes, 25.
25. That's it?
We still got a half hour to go.
Are we still for 25 minutes? Is it still Wednesday, the 22nd? An hour. Thank you. So the official word, if you could not hear the gentleman here from Sherwood, says they have decided that they will set a period of time. It's 1 hour. And I wonder whether they might do that. I think we've waited long enough. They have set it at 1 hour, and we understand we're in the 25th minute of delay.
Yeah, about 25 minutes. Yeah, so we got about 30, 35 minutes to go.
Another gentleman just looked up here and said, checking the weather, it's going to rain. The weather service says for 20 minutes. And if it doesn't stop at 20 minutes, it's never, did he say it's never going to stop?
Never going to stop.
Yes. All right.
Never.
Well, okay, then, well, let me remind you of this. We're talking about Les Schwab tires. Those people did come out, and we were really surprised. They came running in the middle of nowhere. The only car there gave us the directions to the school, which we found was somewhere off to the left, whatever direction that was. And we found it and did the Santiam Christian game that afternoon. But when they say Les Schwab tires, for over 55 years, they come running. They mean exactly that. Catch all the action from the OSAA State Championships live at OSAA.tv. OSAA.tv is the home to live and on-demand video coverage of the OSAA State Championships. Watch this year's events and relive your favorite moments from the past at OSAA.tv. You can even purchase DVD copies if you wish. Check out OSAA.tv today.
And speaking of the OSAA, I was on their site, and I found the 2010 State Championship baseball game. North Eugene and Ashland.
And Ashland,
we were right.
They did make it. Well, I just said they didn't make the championship.
It was Andrew Moore and Ian Kendall for Ashland, not Sam Gavili.
Ian Kendall.
Yeah.
Where did he go to Oregon State, or was I know you know the team very well. Yeah.
I don't remember that name.
He was a highly touted pitcher, and I remember that was supposed to be a very big matchup between two that were going to go to Division I school. I wonder where he went.
I don't know. I'm sure I could find out for you.
But Andrew Moore was the winner that day.
He was. Andrew Moore pitched a complete game, did not give up a run, 3 hits, struck out 4, walked 1. Ian Kendall actually pitched a little better, except he gave up 3 runs. He struck out 12 that day.
Wow.
And that took the loss. He only pitched 5 in the 3rd inning.
I think that was the year after Thurston had defeated Corvallis in a championship game.
In 2009, they would have beat him?
And North Eugene, I believe in that year when Thurston won, North Eugene was left a little bit short. They were in the playoffs but did not get to the championship game, and they set their sights the next year on the championship game, and they made it and won it.
Yeah. Well, let me see here. The 2009 one, you are correct. Thurston 5, Corvallis 1.
Let's celebrate that moment. At home, please get up and cheer, would you? It doesn't happen often in my lifetime.
And let me see where North Eugene, they were in the quarterfinals. They lost to Ashland that year 5-1. So maybe, Gavilio could have pitched there. I don't remember how long ago he was at Ashland. But, he could have been a senior that year.
Maybe so. And North Eugene a little disappointed. I guess Andrew Moore did not have the best of his high school years last year.
Let's see. Did we see him last year at all?
I'm not sure. And this is terrible that I don't remember. I know we saw Andrew Moore one time at North Eugene starting against either one of the teams that we cover was down there, West or Lebanon, I believe, one of those two.
Yeah.
I think he pitched a no-hitter, but I can't say that for sure. I know he had a no-hitter going, whether he pitched the entire game.
Yeah.
I tell myself, well, I would know if it was a no-hitter, but possibly not.
Mm-hmm.
I think it may have been a no-hitter for Andrew Moore that day at North Eugene.
I think you're right, actually, now that we're talking. I think it was Lebanon, too, because I think it was Lebanon at North Eugene last year.
And whoever pitched for Lebanon that day did quite well.
Yeah.
But Andrew Moore was just lights out, and a fastball for a high school pitcher. And that's a couple of years ago. That was not his senior year.
Right.
And he's lights out at Oregon State. Well, I'll tell you, we may have to make a decision here on whether we will stay today. I think that we have finished our spots at the station, and we're still about 30 minutes away from a possible decision being made. And according to the Weather Service, it's going to rain for a good period of time yet, so we may just depart here and tell you that we'll have to see. Corvallis has won, and they would play on Friday going over to Bend, and that would be a 4:30 or 5 o'clock game. It depends on what they decide. Maybe the 5 o'clock start because of the distance Corvallis will have to travel, but we'll have to see about that game on Friday, what the possibility is at the station of bringing you that broadcast. Corvallis has won today. Crescent Valley is in trouble. They trail 2-1 with Sherwood, their opponent, batting in the bottom of the 6th. So Crescent Valley would have 3 more outs coming in the 7th. And at our game, West Albany is trailing 5-0, top of the 7th. A runner on first, Andrew Kettleson, who walked with nobody out, but down 5-0, and only 3 outs for West before they face elimination. That's the deal. As we leave you today, we would remind you to stay tuned, and we'll find out. Carissa back at the station. A couple of things. If you have any spots left over, we can play those. But we might go to Hugh Hewitt if that's possible, and we'll give you a call and tell you when we can come back, if we're coming back to finish up the game. And if it's not possible for you to make that change, if there is silence on the other end, then we'll just continue.
Yeah.
And I could start from birth and tell you a life story. I had some gentlemen from the newspaper came in yesterday. I heard about this from the Albany Democrat Herald, and I identified them as being from the Albany Statesman Journal. It was close. So we'll see if they print anything nice in an article about the sequestration. And I kept saying, now we wound up talking for probably 45 minutes afterwards. Now this is off. This is not for print. So we'll see when the story comes out. There may be the story one day and the retraction is the next when we face that. But if we need a life story, I told you yesterday I could recount it today. We're about ready to go.
Oh.
Hang on, ladies and gentlemen. Hang on to your baseball hats. I'm not sure what the big difference is. It's still raining. Whoa. Yeah. They're going to take the tarp off and see what they can do. Players from both teams. That's kind of nice. It's something you don't see in football. You don't see in basketball. If teams got together, they'd be fighting. But instead, they assist each other and take the tarp off and try to spill the water that is retained by the tarp somewhere else, not on the pitcher's mound. Now they will set the tarp away from the pitcher's mound, and they'll drag it off somewhere down the right field line. And they're going to pour that dust. There is a name for that dust. I don't know what they call it. It's dust.
It's dust. It helps soak up the water.
Soak dust.
Soak dust.
And they will then take the rake and spread it across the pitcher's mound. Again, the pitcher's mound, the only area of concern, and that's because it's dirt. And with this rain, it will quickly turn to mud. And there is danger anywhere on the infield with the mud, but particularly on a pitcher's mound where they're constantly stepping and need a good foothold for that forward foot, the landing foot in a pitching motion. So they are treating the mound right now, and both teams, Wilson hustling back to the dugout to get the glove, and West ready to come to bat. Runner at first, 1 out, top of the 7th inning. Still, as far as we know, May 22nd, a Wednesday. And the next batter would be Crew Clark, who is now the pitcher. Joe Miller will be the pitcher of record. But Crew Clark gave up a couple of runs in the last inning. It was 3-0. When Crew came on, he gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. Ironically, West, until the bottom of the 6th inning, had out-hit Wilson 4-3.
Yeah.
There has been a paucity of hits here today. But West was out-hitting them 4-3. But in the bottom of the 6th, 2 runs on 3 hits for Wilson. So they have taken the lead in that category with 6 hits to 4 for West. And they lead at 5-0. No runs, 4 hits, 3 left on for West, 1 error for Wilson. 5 runs on 6 hits, 6 left on. Actually, that was for West. 5 runs, 6 hits, 6 left on for Wilson, and 2 errors committed by West Albany so far this afternoon. And there on the mound, and let's see who that is. That's got 16, 18. I think it's 16. That's it. That's Philip. Still Philip. Yeah, Philip Blatt will come out. We weren't sure.
Yeah.
If he'd only pitched maybe an inning or so, that would be fine. But after 6 innings and that arm resting, I think maybe they wouldn't ask him to warm up again. But Philip Blatt, who has pitched a shutout, will go back on the mound as he throws the warm-up pitches. It is raining, and I don't know if you can hear the sound. It's out in a compact but a blessed booth, a wonderful shelter from the rain today, but I think perhaps you can hear the rain. It's a nice sound. It is a nice, gentle sound. I think it's a nice sound because we know where we would be if we weren't up here.
Yeah, I mean, the only good thing about it, if we would have been down there, is we would have had good body heat because there's a lot of people that was packing in around our table.
You know, I've done that before, and I think it was from up here at Wilsonville, the game, and people were sitting on the table, and I'd have to say, excuse me, I can't see. Nobody knew what I was doing there. It must have seemed funny to them. There was a base hit. What do they think? I just come to a game and start talking to myself? But people were gathered all around our table today, and I imagine some of them are utilizing it right now.
But I'm definitely glad we're...
Oh, look at this.
Up here. That would be 3 outs, Ray.
Well, let's not wish them ill. Crew Clark is going to step in here as we continue, and that rain is coming down heavily.
Here we go.
And they're starting to throw over on the other field, maybe taking a cue from us. It's Philip Blatt ready to throw to Crew, and he throws on the outside corner for a strike. I think maybe the strike zone's going to widen.
Yeah, I think anything close is going to be a strike right now.
Would you say maybe on that?
I would agree, yeah.
I think maybe so.
That was almost in the other batter's box.
Here's Philip. Throws, swung on him as strike 2, and that one was high and inside, but maybe Crew realizes that better swing.
Yep.
Runner at first, down Wilson. Leading 5-0, West down by 5. The runner is Andrew Kettleson at first. Crew Clark takes high for a ball. You can't call that a strike.
No. Well, he could have, I guess. But
I say if the rain keeps up this way, he may, though.
Yeah, he might.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Kettleson with his lead. Philip Blatt trying to finish things off for his team to advance in the OSA playoff. That one too low, ball 2. I do think, quite seriously, anything close will be a strike.
Oh, yeah.
As long as it's reasonable enough to call it a strike. They're swung on him at strike 3. High fastball, a strikeout, and Crew Clark is gone. I had 3 recorded. I have to go through and count again, not necessarily marking these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. So it was 4. That's the 5th strikeout for Philip Blatt. 6 strikeouts for Joe Miller today in his 5 innings of work. Runner leads. Philip throws a strike. There's that outside corner.
Yeah, that's very called.
Yeah, Tanner Whitley takes strike 1. I'm not sure that would be a strike earlier in the afternoon. And the rain comes down quite heavily. Yeah, I think so. That's got to be tough. Swung on and fouled away to the other field. Nobody over there? No. A couple of umpires conferring.
It didn't get over to the other field.
Oh, didn't it, Megan?
No, it hit off the netting.
Here?
Yes.
No wonder I couldn't find it on the other field. It looked like it was headed that way, but there's high netting atop the one in the front of the fence, so I guess all the way around. That's quite high. Pitch misses the ball. I looked at the other field to find the ball. I couldn't find it.
Well, it's because it wasn't there. It was in the hands of the on-deck hitter, Joe Miller.
Andrew Kettleson leads at first, and the pitch is swung on and hit on the ground. Could be a double play. Second baseman flips to short for one, and the throw to first, double play, and it is done. And Wilson has advanced, last year's state champion. They move on to round 2 of the OSA playoffs, and West's season is done. A good season for West. A tough afternoon here. They had their chances early. Had the leadoff runner aboard in the first 3 innings. 5 of the 7 innings had the leadoff runner aboard. But Philip Blatt was up to it, and you're facing the top pitcher for Wilson. And that's the thing in the playoffs, Scott.
Yeah.
If you run into that number 1 pitcher, and if you have enough days in between starts, you can get that that top pitcher and really go a long distance in the playoffs. 5-0, Wilson wins it. If you look at that area down behind home plate where the people, about 4 people with umbrellas and lawn chairs are seated, look at the water in front of them right against the fence.
Well, look at right out in front of the mound if you can see some of the water.
Oh, you're right.
Out there, too.
Have to lean up a little bit to look at that area where the water rolled off from the tarp.
Yeah.
Even on the artificial turf, the water is gathering rather than soaking in. A wet afternoon and a cold afternoon, and the bats were cold for West Albany. They lose at 5-0. Well, we've already said all that we have to say. We'll see about Friday. Corvallis, the only team that stays alive. They'll go to Bend on Friday, but we'll have to check with the station and see what the lineup is for Friday and what's possible for us to do. Thank you, Scott. Thank you for putting up with us today.
It was interesting. We've never had rain delay before. That was, it's always a first here.
And thank you at home. You have to understand things are a little bit different in the high school broadcast. And I thank you for putting up with us at the start of the game. We had to grab the numbers from up here. We had to set people defensively, get the numbers. We couldn't do that because we never got a lineup card. One wasn't sent up here. This game was not going well. It's the number 2 field, and the umpires don't bother to look up and send anything up. We couldn't get down to the field to get the lineup card, so it took us a little while to get everybody placed defensively and in the lineups. But once we got started, I hope you enjoyed the game. Not the outcome if you're a West fan. 5-0. West goes down to defeat. Congratulations to Don Lean and their team. They did have a good season.
Yes.
And once again, West has played some very good baseball over the years, and they did again, particularly in the latter part of the year, coming on strong, getting ranked as high as number 12 in the state, but falling to the defending state champion, the number 6 ranked team this year, Wilson. Thank you, Carissa, back at the station, Carissa Adams, and join Dave Adams and Jeff McMahon, I think, will also be there tomorrow morning, and Mark Workhoven for the morning update. Not going to go into the station with sequestration near.
Yeah.
We're not going to be home till about 9:30 tonight, I think. Man. And I will see you perhaps on Friday for the morning update. We'll see what happens. The final score here, 5-0. Thank you, guys. You really were nice to us today. We really appreciate that. Good luck to Sherwood. Was that the sacrifice of the squeeze play when you said, what a bunt? Yeah, that has given Sherwood a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 6th, and they're about to resume over there with Crescent Valley. Sherwood batting in the bottom of the 6th inning. Final stats here today, 5 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 6 left on for Wilson. No runs, 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 left on for, actually 4 left aboard for West Albany. They lose it 5-0. Have a good day, everybody. Thank you for joining us. High school baseball in the spring. Let's hope that spring returns for our next broadcast, whenever it may be. Yes. Wilson 5, West 0.
Eye-popping graphics on premium fabrics. That's what you'll wear from Northwest Apparel and Graphics. Businesses like Albany's Furniture and Beds, Buckmaster Plumbing, and Rhodes Warden have trusted Northwest Apparel and Graphics for their new appearance. Now you can too, and for a lot less than you'd expect. From vinyl signs and proverbs to screen printing and custom embroidery, Northwest Apparel and Graphics can do it all. No minimum orders for home or business. Look for their new showroom just south of the Kuhn Theater on South Main Street. Northwest Apparel and Graphics.
Albany Burgerville is celebrating over 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Now featuring the Ham Havarti sandwich, all-natural Diamond Ranch ham layered with melted Havarti cheese, fresh slice of tomato on a toasted hoagie roll, complemented with a seasoned tradition chocolate hazelnut milkshake. Pick up an Albany Burgerville rewards card now. Cash for every dollar spent. Albany Burgerville is celebrating over 50 years of serving customers fresh, great-tasting food with a mission to serve with love. Albany Burgerville. Fresh, local, sustainable.
Wilson Motors in Corvallis is showcasing the arrival of the new 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee, the 2014 Jeep Patriot, and the 2013 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the Ram 1500. Wilson Motors is where you'll find this area's best selection, best prices, and happy customers. Come see the notable difference during the showcase event going on now at Wilson Motors. Make your best deal today at Wilson Motors Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis, and online at saveatwilson.com.
Figaro's Pizza in Albany is celebrating spring with a large Mexican Fiesta Supreme. Now just $14.99, $15.99 baked. Smothered with beef, olives, onions, taco chips, and diced tomatoes. Laid over their picante bean sauce. Served with sour cream and jalapenos on the side. The Mexican Fiesta Supreme on sale now at the Albany Figaro's in front of Fred Meyer. Call 541-924-9303.
H&R Block Tax Professionals are ready to take another look at your TurboTax return to see what you may have missed. Let us tell you for free if you left any money on the table. Start by visiting hrblock.com/anotherlook or call 1-800-HR-BLOCK to make an appointment. Fees apply for amended returns. Only some software users make errors, and not every error results in a larger refund at participating locations.
Hi, this is Joyce at your local H&R Block office in Albany, Corvallis, and Lebanon. We live and breathe taxes. Let us find you every deduction and credit you deserve.
This is Rich Abers, Service Manager at Power Buick GMC, and I'm here to tell you that not only is Power Buick GMC the #1 local dealership to purchase a new or used vehicle, we are your General Motors service headquarters. Our GM-trained and ASE-certified technicians service Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, GMC, Hummer, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, and Saturn vehicles. In or out of warranty. Extended warranties, no problem. Cars not GM built, no problem.
Call Power today at 541-757-1415 on the corner of 5th and Buchanan in Corvallis.
Thanks for listening to today's broadcast of high school playoff baseball on 1580 KGAL. Today's broadcast was brought to you locally by Lynn Benton Tractor, Power Honda, Ixtapa Family Mexican Restaurant, Albany Grocery Outlet, Power Buick GMC, Stavros Auto Services, Mark Thomas Motors, Burgerville, Now Builders, Northwest Apparel and Graphics, Wilson Motors, Figaro's Pizza of Albany, Like New Appliance, and by Economy Supply Building Center. This broadcast is exclusive property of Eads Broadcasting, 1580 KGAL, and the Oregon School Activities Association in cooperation with the Oregon Association of Broadcasters. U.S. copyright law protects this broadcast. Duplication or rebroadcast of any portion of this program is strictly prohibited without prior written consent. We now join our regular programming.
The Oregon School Activities Association thanks you for listening to this OSAA U.S. Bank Les Schwab Tires State Championship event. Les Schwab Tires celebrating more than 55 years of pride in performance. U.S. Bank proud to celebrate its 27th year of supporting OSAA state championships. We hope you enjoyed this broadcast of an OSAA state championship event.